of time and flown from far across the length and breadth of India and the globe. Even much before the lamp lighting, I think this place is lit with the lamps of your faces, with your smiles, radiant smiles, and the shimmer in the eyes that we see, the promise of the Buddhist tourism that Vibrant Gujarat Regional Conference here in Mehsana is committed to. I request one and all to kindly turn their phones to silent mode and their hearts and bodies to listening mode. It's a great delight that we see students also here. We also give a warm welcome to all of you, because when we say that the country's leadership is going to be passed on to the able hands of the youth, and India boasts of the maximum youth energy worldwide, that's because of the shining faces that we see decked up in the white shirts. Must be the students of Ganpat University. We're expecting our Honorable CM Sir and the dignitaries to be here in no time. Till then, we'll have some audio visuals flashed for you. Enjoy the Gujarati folk and the landscape of Gujarat.
Team Tourism, please guide the guests.
केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे लोल केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे लोल केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे कोना कोना माथे घुमियो लागरबा कोना कोना माथे घुमियो रे लोल केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे लोल केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे लोल केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे लोल केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो रे लोल झीणी झीणी जारियो मिलावो लागरबा झीणी झीणी जारियो मिलावो रे लोल केसरियो रंग तने लाग्यो लागरबा
मैं यहाँ पे तमाम खड़े हुए अतिथियों को निवेदन करूंगा कि कृपया अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें. Kindly take your seats, or else kindly vacate that passage as we are awaiting our guest.
When the falling streams of water become your therapist, when the shimmering rays become your healer, when the earth becomes your guide to the memory lanes, when the heritage tower becomes your storyteller of history, when the Mahatma Gandhi's testaments become your foundation for the future. When the forest king becomes your companion to the nature. When the scenic becomes a living, making you feel beautiful. Certainly, you are in the destination that is full of life. When the heroes of past become your inspiration for patriotism. When the authentic palate becomes your partner for merriment. When the abundance of talent becomes your growth legacy. When the quality of healthcare becomes your remedy to good recovery.
There's a gentle announcement here for all our guests that we have a special dinner and a cultural event being organized in Vadnagar, a land of Tanariri. You'll discover and explore more about that. But we have a special dinner organized for you and a cultural event as well. There'll be artists performing. It'll be a musical rendition, it'll be instrumental, it'll be a folk dance presentation as well. So all those who are interested may kindly give their names to their LOs. It's very heartening to see people receive the words with smiles. Gujarat. We can play that.
To Gujarat.
Music play kar sakte.
This is the surreal run of Kutch, the doorway to India. When the night is clear and the moon in full bloom, these white sands light up radiantly. For those nights, the earth becomes the moon. This stark and austere beauty is colorfully contrasted by the people of Kutch, by the vivid colors of their handicraft. This is the Girnar mountain range, far older than the Everest. Within these ranges lies the ancient forest of Gir. This is the domain of the Asiatic lion. More than 400 of these regal lions roam this forest. But this king of the jungle shares an unusual relationship with his human subjects. Lion and man share this land in peace, respecting each other. A good reason why the lion population is on the rise. For ages, these magnificent inhabitants of the Gir forest have symbolized India's pride. Breathe in their presence. Breathe in a bit of Gujarat.
India's largest salt marsh. Scorched earth. Barren. Brutal. And yet, beautiful. A desert. Alive. The only home of the Indian wild ass. Rare. Untamed. Sharing the land. Foxes. Ruling the skies. Eagles. Millions migrate here. To this unlikely paradise. Every dawn, a new drama. Every dusk, a new wonder. A sanctuary for wildlife, people, and ancient tradition. The little Rann of Kutch. There is nowhere like it.
This chant echoes softly within the caves of Uppercut, but their message reaches out not just to the Buddhists, but to everyone in the world who believes in peace and harmony. I remember coming home as a child once after getting into a fight. My mother said to me, "Learn to be peaceful." You're named after Gautam Buddha, you know. This rock edict at Junagadh speaks of universal brotherhood. You cannot read these inscriptions, but you still get the message. Gautam Buddha has left behind in Gujarat his footprints, his teachings, and even a bit of himself. Breathe in the fragrance of prayers. Breathe in meditative silence. Breathe in a bit of Gujarat.
सच में हाँ भाई सच में अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में वो मस्त मलंगों का सतरंगी रंगों का मेला पतंगों का सच में हाँ सच में सच में हाँ भाई सच में चांदी की चादर है रेतीला सागर है रात उजागर है सच में हाँ सच में हाँ सच में हाँ सच में सूरज की किरणों सी चमचम निखराती है चमकीली चमकीली नमकीन धरती है फिर अंधियारा का माला नहीं खाया तो क्या खाया सच में हाँ भाई सच में अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में झूम झूम सब नाचे दिखाए अदाकारी सच में हाँ भाई सच में अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में सच में हाँ भाई सच में अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में हाँ भाई सच में सच में हाँ भाई सच में
This is working, right?
सच में हाँ भाई सच में अरे सच में सच में
In a minute or two that we have, or a little more than that, we felt like conversing a little with you. This is beyond the outline that we were given. And amidst the sea of selfies that are being taken, I thought that how opportune would it be for me as well to be captured in one of your selfies? If I could be captured alongside Sir, who is strikingly good looking along with his brains, of course, because I hear that he is helming one of those circuits. I'm just guessing. If I could get somebody like him to teach me, to guide me, it'll be a double benefit for me. So I'm aching to know. I shouldn't be asking you what do you do, but then I'm aching to know if the August gathering can get a little from your side as to how do you add value to people's lives and what do you do exactly?
Thank you for having me. I'm the founder of Book My Show. I guess we just make people happy.
No wonder if anybody wants to go and purchase a movie ticket, we don't have to go anymore. Digital world has made it so simpler and easier for us. Thank you so much here for being with us. I love this the hat. And that's what we celebrate our traditions for, and that's what I think every country teaches us. The uniqueness, in uniqueness lies our beauty. So if I'm not wrong, can I guess your country? Is it Nepal, Bhutan? Nepal? Nepal, is that right? Wow. If I was with Kaun Banega Karodpati Amitabh Bachchan, I would have gotten this answer correct. So tell us about what's this in our, much like a kurta that we call, what do you call it? And what's this cap? Tell us about the clothing.
So, namaste and good afternoon, everybody. This is Suresh from Nepal. So, this is typically like our Nepalese national dress. So, during our culture, different tradition, we use the same dress with the dhaka. This is dhaka topi, and this one is our coat, and up and down. This is daura sural. This is called daura, and trouser known as called sural. This is known as our typically Nepalese dress, which we can perform in different traditional culture. Now Nepal is safe to visit after the Gen Z demonstration. Now Nepal is getting slowly calm. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I even love the prints that you're donning. Much alike, sir, from Nepal, I see the same. I want to know how much of India do you all visit? Who is visiting India for the very first time? Sure, most of you must be frequent visitors to India, but I'm more interested in people who are visiting India for the first time, so that we can perform something special for them. Okay, there are some signals. I thought there was some communication being done. Um, so we have a few representatives from Nepal, Indonesia. Oh wow. We have in one of our scriptures, it's written, we begin our obeisance, we begin our worship with Matri Devo Bhava, which means we believe our mothers to be our first gods. Fathers come next, Pitru Devo Bhava. Then comes the teachers, that's Acharya Devo Bhava. And fourth, it is Atithi Devo Bhava. Tithi means a date. People who turn up at our entrances, at our doorsteps, without a tithi, without a date, without informing, without prior appointments, they are called our atithis. So, guests, we have a beautiful name for guest in Indian scriptures and our traditions. We call them atithi. And hence, we welcome our atithis like our gods. So, the four obeisance, the four salutations that we pay are for our mothers, fathers, teachers, and our guests. So all our guests today who have flown in from, I see Nepal, I see Indonesia. Let us also help acknowledge, sir, where do you come from? Cambodia. Okay, where do you come from, sir?
Uh, Welcome to all and very good afternoon. Myself is Kalesh Kumar. I'm an advisor, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Now we are leading about the 13 countries, more than 42 delegates around, and association name is Association of Buddhist Tour Operators, sir. So Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Germany, Nepal, Sri Lanka. Indonesia first. Can we? Malaysia, sir. Malaysia. Cambodia. Thailand. Thailand, please. Sawadee Sri Lanka. Singapore. Singapore. And you have already there? And sir, Nepal also. All Philippines. Philippines. Korea. Korea. South Korea. uh, Vietnam. Uh, may I forget in country? Sorry. Yes, sir. Sri Lanka already.
And from all of you here, if anyone would like to say some praises about India, because we are dying to hear praises. O- On media, at times we hear what we don't want to, but of course, here we'd like to hear something good about us because the entire scriptures have been written about the praises of the Lord. In Christianity, also, they say, praise the Lord, which means everybody likes it. Appreciation is what brings a twinkle in the eye and smile on the faces. So, if you have something wonderful, beautiful experience about India and what does India mean to you, we'd like to see India from your lens, from your perspective. And that's what essentially all of us get together here for to build a wonderful perspective. We could have not just one, but one or two more perspectives. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And once again, namaste. Very good afternoon to everyone. And chumrep suo, like we say in Cambodia. My name is Nicholas. I'm part of the wonderful Cambodian team. And it's a great pleasure and honor, in fact, to be here in Ahmedabad and the whole state. We arrived on Sunday night and we came from Cambodia through Singapore. So a bit of tired after some long flight. And we were welcomed in a very, very warm and hospitable way, which really made us very excited at the airport. And I would like to thank our wonderful organizing team for arranging such a great welcome and such a great tour throughout the days. And we are very thankful to the state of having all of us invited us to see all the things that the state has to offer. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, that's in fact an interesting one. So yesterday we had an amazing visit to a Jain monastery, and we had Jain food. which intrigued everyone's curiosity of the delegations to say, what does it mean to have giant food? What is actually the way of preparation? What is the deeper logic, sense, and also spiritual meaning of how to prepare the food? What ingredients to eat? What ingredients not to eat, and why not? Being myself a vegan for many years, this is just for me like paradise. Traveling around, no need to check what is in the food because mostly it's veg, right? And some with dairy, others not. And then especially for the Jain meal, it was very interesting to learn how they prepare it and have some different tastes. So thank you so much.
I'd precisely like to know because there was a book that I was reading, a foreigner who came to visit India. We have a lot of such stories who came once to visit India, but then they could not go back because of the love that India pulled them with. There have been several people who traveled Himalayas, like Robin Sharma. Before writing Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, he had to travel to Himalayas and then he gets recharged. If most of you might not know the stories about our Honorable Prime Minister of India, his awakening happened when he went to the Himalayas. So we have a lot of stories about foreigners visiting India, meeting, and there's one movie that I'd like you to answer that talks about discovering three facets of life. And that lady comes to India and discovers the facet of prayers. Can you get what am I talking about? From a best-selling book turned into a movie, adapted into a movie, Eat, Pray, and Love, starring none other than Julia Roberts. She wants to discover her life and the meaning of her life, so first travels to Italy and discovers what it is to eat well. She comes to India to discover what it is to pray well. And finally, she goes to Bali and discovers what it is to find love in life. So I want to know we all would like to know from your angle, your perspective, your sight, how do you see India? How does your land see India? And what does it mean, especially more so in terms of Buddhist tourism, because Buddha has spent a significant part of his life here in India. And by the way, I was listening to one of the finest orators of India, Sudhanshu Trivedi, and he talked about the coinage of the word But in Urdu, which means a statue. It has its origin in the word Buddha. That's Buddha, because the first statues that were built worldwide, most popularized, they were for Buddha. So from Buddha, there was a word that was etymologically coined as Buddha. And hence, the Buddh Parasti is a word that Urdu used, which was about idol worship. Till then, if anybody has any thoughts, do signal us. We're trying to build the maximum conversations that we can build and make it memorable. Till then, play some music.
सच में हाँ भाई सच में अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में वो मस्त मलंगों का सतरंगी रंगों का मेला पतंगों का सच में हाँ सच में सच में हाँ भाई सच में चांदी की चादर है रेतीला सागर है रात उजागर है सच में हाँ सच में हाँ सच में सच में सूरज की किरणों किरणों सी चमचम निखराती है, चमकीली चमकीली नमकीन धरती है। फिर अंधियारा का माला नहीं खाया तो क्या खाया। सच में हाँ भाई सच में, अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में। धूम धूम सब नाचे दिखाए अदाकारी, रण में महोत्सव है, झूला है करतब है, सब ही उत्सव है। सच में हाँ भाई सच में, अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में, सच में हाँ भाई सच में, अरे सच में हाँ भाई सच में, हाँ भाई सच में, सच में हाँ भाई सच में, सच में हाँ भाई सच में, अरे सच में कच्छ में।
There are 12 Jyotirlings, the essence of Lord Shiv, spread across India. And the first amongst these holy shrines is the temple of Somnath. For several centuries, the foreign invader attacked this shrine to destroy our sense of identity and our culture. But faith is not made up of wood and stones. It cannot be wiped out by merely destroying a few structures. Our faith prevailed. And after every invasion, the temple was rebuilt. Not far from here, the Hiran, Kapil and Saraswati rivers converge. Close by also is the Gita Mandir and the Bhalka Teeth where Lord Krishna was fatally struck by an apple. Somnath temple. Breathe in the power of belief. Breathe in the fragrance of faith. Breathe in a bit of Gujarat.
I think let's perform something together in the next few seconds. I think I should teach you something so that rather than teaching, I think I'll share because this is what I've been passed on from my forefathers. I'm sure the Western world knows has coined a word which is rap. I hope I'm not boring because the faces. I think you've been expecting the CM sir, and he is going to be coming in very shortly. But till then, we've been given a choice to make the most of it. So with the smiles on our faces, I'm going to share a line or two, and then you can repeat after me. How many of us have played Garba? Garba is the most popular dance form of Gujarat that Gujarat has given, and friends, Gujarat has given amongst India. We have different cultures, different state, different dance forms. Out of which Gujarat has given a festival of 9 days to the entire globe, which we call as Navaratri, that celebrates the divine feminine energy. And the word Garba comes from the word Garbha. Garbha means the womb of the mother. And just like a child calls his mother Ma, we all believe that we are born out of the divine mother and we call her Jagadamba. Jagadamba means Jagat plus Amba. Jagat is the world and Amba is mother. The mother of this entire universe is what we call as Ma Amba, the divine energy. Therefore, India here, we address our first salutations to the mother Shakti, and we call her Shakti, and it is Shiva and Shakti. But here, essentially, the woman force, the feminine energy comes first before even the Shiva. That's how we worship, and we believe India is one of those rare countries that worships the she form of the energy and not just the he form of the energy. Hence, we believe India has always been a land where women had always been respected, and therefore, I believe and we believe that there is a very little requirement of preaching women empowerment because we've always worshipped the divine feminine. Are we beginning?
Dwarka is the gateway to moksha, the liberation of the soul. Come to the city of Krishna. Imbibe the meaning of love and devotion. Listen from the heart and you will hear the Lord playing the flute. Gaze at the sunset here and you will feel your soul immersed in His. The whole place is a gigantic Ras Leela, the traditional dance of Lord Krishna and his gopis. Beneath this one sits another Dwarka, the ancient Dwarka, now submerged under the sea. A window into our glorious past. Breathe in the love and devotion of Lord Krishna. Breathe in a bit of love.
Today, let me take you to Champaner. Welcome to Champaner, the University of Architecture. These bridged structures symbolize the essence of religious harmony. They teach us how to live peacefully. When Hindu and Muslim cultures came together, the Indo-Saracenic style of architecture was born. They say God created man in His image, and men thanked God by building this for Him. Champaner is a champion of architecture. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Kalika Mata, lakhs of devotees have been coming here.
We've been receiving some updates from them. Every second there's an update. And as I promised, just a line and then we begin the proceedings. Are they already there? Whenever we receive our dignitaries, I think we'll give them a rousing welcome. We're expecting our Honorable Union Minister. Let's give a rousing round of applause and a welcome to our Union Minister of Culture and Tourism, Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. We have in our midst today Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Honorable Minister of Culture and Tourism, Government of India, Shri Yadubir Singh Rawat, Director General Archaeological Survey of India, Shri Rajendra Kumar, IAS Secretary Tourism, Government of Gujarat, Shri Prabhav Joshi, IAS Commissioner and MD, Tourism Corporation of Gujarat Limited, Shri Ashish Hemrajani, CEO, Book My Show. And we welcome all our distinguished guests, scholars and experts joining us from across India. Sangachatvam samvadatvam samvo manasi janatam, says a richa, a mantra from Rig Veda, which was adopted by Gautam Buddha as well, who said, let's all come together, walk together, and search for the divine within our own selves, and let's get enlightened. Namaskar and a very warm welcome to everyone present here. With folded hands and a peaceful heart, I welcome you all to this enlightening afternoon dedicated to deliberate, discuss, deepen and strengthen the cultural roots, global connections with regards to Buddhist heritage tourism in Gujarat under the prestigious Vibrant Gujarat Regional Conferences 2025. Today we gather not merely to discuss tourism, but to rediscover a spiritual thread that connects Gujarat to the timeless teachings of Lord Buddha. A journey from Devni Mori to Bodh Gaya, from Vadnagar to Varanasi, and from heritage to humanity. Let's begin this sacred journey by welcoming the esteemed dignitaries gracing our dais with their presence. We'll offer a small token of appreciation for their invaluable contribution towards promoting Gujarat's glorious heritage. May I please invite the Secretary Tourism Government of Gujarat to welcome Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Honorable Minister of Culture and Tourism, Government of India, with shawl that reflects Gujarat's heritage and textile marvel, which is the Patan Ka Patola. The shawl that we see is intricately woven and considered to be the heritage symbol of our textile. And that's a memento. Thank you, sir. May I please invite Secretary, sir, to to kindly welcome and felicitate Shri Yadubir Singh Rawat, Director General, Archaeological Survey of India, with again the Patanna Patola. That's a shawl that reflects the beauty of Gujarat textile and reflects the culture. Extremely beautiful piece of hand-woven art of Gujarat. That's a very, very own gift from, yeah. And now may I invite Shri Prabhav Joshi sir, Commissioner and MD Tourism Corporation of Gujarat, to felicitate Rajendra Kumar sir, Secretary Tourism Corporation of Gujarat. Can we put our hands together? May I invite Ms. Khyati Naik from Gujarat Tourism to welcome our Commissioner and MD Tourism Corporation of Gujarat Limited, Shri Prabhav Joshi sir. And may I also request Ms. Khyati Naik from Gujarat Tourism to welcome Shri Ashish Hemrajani, CEO, Book My Show. We're indeed privileged today that the MD from Book My Show is joining us, who's made it very easy and just a matter of fingertips to book a ticket. And now, without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, to officially commence today's event, may I invite Mr. Rajendra Kumar, IAS Secretary, Tourism, Government of Gujarat, for the welcome address.
Thank you, Ram. Honorable Union Minister for Culture and Tourism, Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat ji. Sir, I welcome you. I take this opportunity, and this is a pride privilege for me to welcome you here. Shri Yudhvir Singh Rawat, DG Archaeological Survey of India, Professor Pradeep Kumar Das, Professor Rajesh Ranjan, Professor Manish Sinha, Senior Buddhist expert Ojas Bhai Hirani, our partners from tourism industry, Abhishek Kumar Singh, Hardik Pramar, Mr. Sudhakar Rao, Mr. Deepak Raj, and Ashish Hemrajani. I welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, all present here. We welcome you to Gujarat, and especially to this focused discussion on North Gujarat. North Gujarat is a region of Gujarat which is probably the richest region in history, architecture, and archaeology in the entire country. The place where we are right now, 25 kilometers westwards, is Modhera, an architectural marvel, not only of architecture marvel, but also an example of excellence in astrophysics, in geophysics, understanding of geography and geology. This sun temple is exactly on Tropic of Cancer, and it is so built that when on the day of Makar Sankranti, the first ray of light is reflected from the pond in front of the temple, and it straight away goes to the forehead of the deity sun god. So that was the precision with which this temple was designed almost around 1100 years back. And if we go southwards from this place, another 150 kilometers, then we reach Lothal. The place was the first man-made dockyard in the world, constructed around 4,700 years back. This antiquity is the same as that of Great Pyramids. While Egyptians were making temples for their kings, the Indians were designing maritime marvels, and that was the first man-made dockyard in the entire world. If you go 250 kilometers westwards, you will reach Dholavira, which is a UNESCO heritage site, and first example of planned city development anywhere in the world. First example of underground sewerage system First example of water filtration system, 7 layers of water filtration system. First example of river diversion and creating a drinking water system by diverting entire river anywhere in the world, and as old as 4,800 to 5,000 year old. It dates back to that of Great Pyramids. And just 40 kilometers northward from this place is Vadnagar, where we had requested Honorable Minister also to visit. One of the oldest living cities from India. We could trace the history till 2,800 years back, and the entire excavation site is left and developed in the form of a museum, and maybe one of the most modern experiential heritage museum in the world as on date. I invite you all to visit at least one of all these locations. The city which thrived and sustained itself without being a riverside heritage site or riverside city. The inhabitants of this city, Vadnagar, excelled in water management through interlinking of ponds, interlinking of water channels, and also diverting a small rain-fed river and then creating entire storage in a manner that entire city could sustain for entire year, and that's too as early as 3,000 years back from now. So that's the example of not only architectural, archaeological, but also engineering, water science and design, which is spread over this. If we go further north, around 150 kilometer, on the border of Gujarat and Rajasthan lies the place called Devni Mori, famous for both a Vishnu temple, popularly known as Shamlaji, and the Buddhist site, which was popularly known as Devni Mori. So Devni Mori is on the bank of a river Mesho. A dam was constructed in 1960s in that place. While the dam construction was going on, some old ruins were found on the banks of the river. It was thought at that point of time that it should be excavated before it's submerged. The excavation was done, and it found out to be a Buddhist stupa. And while the excavation was further done, there was a casket which was dated as Dashbal ki asthiyan, and these were Lord Buddha's remains, relics, which were found. They were carbon dated. So that is the relevance of Devni Mori. The stupa is being now reconstructed at the same location, and these holy relics would be re-established there. So a very large project is envisaged. In next technical session, we have a presentation on that. So this is one place which is not only sacred but very important. Nearby that place, our history and heritage, as much as we unravel, we unearth, we excavate, we would find to, and we'll find that how old our places are. Till 2016, there was no excavation in Vadnagar, so it was not known whether it's a 400-year-old town or whether it's the same Anarthapur, which is mentioned in various scriptures and date back to 2,800 or 3,000 years old. And when you do excavation, then you realize that how old our history is. Near Devni Mori, the same place, there are various relics of very old temples. We can, if you just visually see, you can find that this must be very old. If you ask local people, they say this was a temple dedicated to Raja Harishchandra. It was found because Raja Harishchandra's marriage was solemnized at this place. That is what people believe locally. And they call it Harishchandrani Chauri, that this is the temple of Harishchandra and where his marriage was solemnized. So we have requested ASI also to excavate that area and try to find out the exact history and the archaeological importance of that area. The same area is also very important because the hills surrounding in that area are believed to be where lot of time was spent by yes sir. So all these hills are important for the royal family of Udaipur also. Before founding Udaipur, a lot of time was spent in those hills by the royals of uh, Chittorgarh family. So that way, this history of this area is very rich. Similarly, we are trying to develop this entire area, and near that, around 150 kilometer further north, is Taranga Hills, which is again rock cut caves of Buddhist time. And sir, in this area of North Gujarat, the kind of the history which is related around 50 kilometer towards this side is Patan, which has been capital of Anilwad Patan, entire Malwa, most of Rajasthan, most of Gujarat during Gurjar Pratihara time. So lot of very rich history in this entire area, and there's a lot of focus now to develop this history. If just I take a block estimate, so in these 5 to 6 North Gujarat district, somewhere around 8 to 10,000 crore rupees of investment, development of project, restoration of these old sites is going on. We have Dharoi almost around less than 100 kilometers northeast from this place, where roughly around 800 crores work are almost about to complete, and creating a adventure tourism site. Restoration of Vadnagar of various sites and development, almost around 1,000 crores of project are either under implementation or almost completed. Similarly, Ambaji restoration work is going on, that which would be a project around 1,600 crores. So phase 1 tender work is going on, so on and so forth. So in nutshell, this is the area richest in history, in archaeology, in architecture in Gujarat, and same is the focus of government of Gujarat to develop this place and put it before the various tour travel operators and take its rightful position in the entire tourism sector. So with these few words, I again welcome you and everyone on the dais, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, after such insightful talks about the heritage and tourism culture of Gujarat, people would want to know more. People like me would want to turn your students, sir, and listen to you at length. Thank you so much. And now, let's take a visual journey, a short film capturing the significance of Buddhism in Gujarat, a reminder that the message of compassion, peace, and balance is long flourished on our soil.
Gujarat, where silence speaks through stone, where caves and inscriptions echo the wisdom of the enlightened one, a land that preserves the eternal journey of Buddhism, from ancient times to the future that awaits.
जिस स्थान पर मेरा जन्म हुआ, गुजरात का वडनगर, वहां सदियों पहले बौद्ध शिक्षा का बहुत बड़ा केंद्र था। आज भी वहां प्राचीन अवशेष निकल रहे हैं, जिनके संरक्षण का काम जारी है। हमारी सांझी विरासत और सांझे मूल्यों का प्रतीक है। हमें इस विरासत को साथ मिलकर विकसित करना है और आगे समृद्ध भी करना है।
Under the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and guided by the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhupendra Patel, Gujarat has been developing a Buddhist circuit, preserving history, reviving sacred sites, and creating a spiritual experience for the world. The Gujarat Buddhist circuit spans Junagadh, Gir Somnath, Bharuch, Kutch, Bhavnagar, Rajkot, Mehsana, Arvalli, and Vadnagar. Each site a unique chapter in the story of the Dhamma. In Junagadh, the Baba Pyare, Khapra Kodya, and Uparkot caves were sanctuaries of monks more than 1,000 years ago, their walls still echoing the spirit of meditation. At Girnar, Emperor Ashoka carved his message of morality and non-violence into stone, an eternal proclamation of compassion. Kutch's Siyot caves once housed hundreds of monks, while Rajkot's Khambhalida caves display exquisite carvings of bodhisattvas radiating serenity. In Bhavnagar, Tanaja's cluster of caves bears testimony to devotion across centuries. And at Bharuch's Karya Dungar, Brahmi inscriptions recall the austere lives of monks who once sought enlightenment there. In Mehsana, Taranga Hill shrines and inscriptions dedicated to Tara Devi reveal how Buddhism's flame endured and evolved. At Devni Mori in Shamlaji, Arvalli, archaeological excavations uncovered ancient stupas, viharas, and a revered relic casket believed to contain remains of the Buddha. Vadnagar, the historic town of sage traditions and birthplace of the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, adds a vital dimension to this circuit. Excavations in Vadnagar revealed remnants of Buddhist monasteries, prayer halls, and sculptures, connecting Gujarat to the wider Buddhist world. These discoveries reaffirm Vadnagar's status as a vital crossroads of heritage and spirituality. And at the heart of this circuit lies Devni Mori, once submerged beneath Sham Sarovar for over half a century. It is now being reborn as a living symbol of heritage and hope. Gujarat's Buddhist circuit is more than history. It is a living journey of peace. A journey that welcomes monks, pilgrims, scholars, and seekers from across the world to walk in the footsteps of the Enlightened One, to rediscover the eternal roots of Buddhism and carry forward its message of compassion for humanity. Come to Gujarat. Discover Buddhism's soul in Gujarat.
On questioning the why part of it, why could one think of spending crores and crores on such an idea and the film? A thing of beauty is a joy forever that we say. The film has essentially etched that for us. I believe because the world needs peace and not just progress. In an age of speed, competition, and noise, the teachings of Lord Buddha remind us to pause, breathe, and live consciously. He taught us mindfulness over materialism, compassion over conflict, and balance over excess. While technology connects us digitally, it's Buddhism that reconnects us spiritually. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without, said Buddha, and hence Gujarat also believes the same. And now it's the time that we've been awaiting for. It's the, yeah. Now comes a moment of progress and partnership. The MOU exchange ceremony symbolizing collaboration and shared commitment to develop Gujarat's Buddhist circuit. May I now request Shri Prabhav Joshi, IAS Commissioner and MD, Tourism Corporation of Gujarat Limited, to kindly come forward and do the honors as we exchange the MOUs with our esteemed industry partners. Yeah. So if I may now please invite Shri Abhishek Kumar Singh, Director, Star Flower Hospitality Private Limited, to come forward and exchange the MOU. And this MOU is about the luxurious hotel and resort being set up in Dharoi region of Mehsana, with a huge contribution towards development of the infrastructure. If I may now please call upon Mr. Hardik K. Parmar, Managing Director from Katha Group, again, who have a promise of setting up a luxurious hotel and resort in the area of Dharoi, Mehsana district, again contributing significantly to the upliftment and development of the region. If I may call upon Mr. Shubhakar Rao Supraneni, Chairman from Champions Club Private Limited, to come forward. They are giving a promise of a setting up a club and resort with convention center in Ahmedabad with a significant contribution. The total MOUs that are being signed are proposed with an investment figure of 1,050 crores. That again is a moment worth applauding. And now let's present our strategic partners. Yoska Technology Solutions, if I may have Mr. Deepak Raj, CEO. They are giving us a promise of setting up endurance sports and an adventure tourism hub. Mr. Deepak Raj, CEO from Yoska Technology Solutions Private Limited. They'll be setting up an endurance sports and an adventure tourism hub in Dharoi, Mehsana. And now, last but not the least, may call upon Mr. Ashish Hemrajani, CEO Book My Show, who has made the ticket booking world, who has transformed the landscape of ticketing with just a digital touch. If I may also request Secretary Sir also to kindly come forward and etch this memory forever. It's Mr. Ashish Hemrajani from Book My Show. They're going to be setting up entertainment and online ticketing across Gujarat for us. Thank you, sir. And now, without much further ado, it's time now to hear from the stalwart shaping India's culture and tourism vision. I'd like to quote what he had said in one of the sessions. Virasat ka samman, samrakshan aur vikas hamari zimmedari hai. These were the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, sir. And aapne, what you have done is a remarkable feat in itself. You work towards his vision of making tourism contribute towards 10% of India's GDP by 2030. This is what our Union Minister's words are, that tourism is going to contribute 10% of India's GDP by 2030. And has launched initiatives like Chalo India, Dekho Apna Desh and Paryatan Mitra to transform India's tourism landscape. Please welcome a prolific orator and a visionary and a transformational leader, our Honorable Minister of Culture and Tourism, Government of India, Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, sir.
Sitting here on dais, Honorable Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, Shri Yudhvir Singh Rawatji, Honorable Secretary, Tourism, State of Gujarat, Commissioner Tourism, CEO of Book My Show, my dear friend Ashish Hemrajani, distinguished guests, investors, industry leaders from India and abroad, the travel partners from different parts of the world, my brothers and sisters from this dynamic and visionary land of Gujarat. Namaste and good afternoon to all of you. It's a privilege to stand before you at this inspiring conference at the outset of Vibrant Gujarat Regional Conference 2025 of North Gujarat. Cultural roots and global connections. Here in the hallowed ground of Gujarat Ganpat University, surrounded by seekers of knowledge and stewards of culture, we reaffirm a truth that has guided India for millennia, that the strength of this nation is not only in the economy, but in the depths of its civilizations. Dear friends, Gujarat is the land of vision and resolve, and it has always been a land where faith, enterprise, and courage converge. It is the land of Mahatma Gandhi, who taught us Hind Swaraj and Gram Swaraj, the power of self-reliance and moral strength. It is the land of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel,
He united a fragmented India into one sovereign whole, giving life to the ideas of Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. Here, the energy of every village, every artisan, every youth is directed towards nation building. Gujarat's story is not just an industrial dynamism, but of spiritual depth, where development is inseparable from dharma and progress walks hand in hand with values. When we speak of India's civilizational identity, the contribution of Buddhism shines as one of its most enduring light. Lord Buddha's teachings, compassion, nonviolence, mindfulness, and the middle path are not bound by geography or time. In the world torn by unrest and imbalances, its message offers the most relevant part to the peace and coexistence. Dear friends, India's Buddhist heritage is therefore not a chapter in history, but a living force, a bridge between East and West, traditions and modernity, and the soul and society. Friends, Gujarat is a sacred thread in the Buddhist tapestry. As apprised by the Secretary, it fills us with immense pride that Gujarat too holds a vital place in this sacred story of Lord Buddha. At Devnimori in Sabarkantha, archaeologists uncovered the sacred relics of Lord Buddha himself, one of the few such finds in Western India. At Vadnagar, we find the remains of monastic settlement that once hosted scholars and monks from distant lands. And atop Girnar's tranquil peaks, echoes of meditation and enlightenment still linger. These are not just ruins, they are reminders of a timeless dialogue between humanity and divinity. They tell us that in Gujarat, faith and philosophy have always walked with enterprise and innovation. Under the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi ji, and the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Honorable Bhupendra Patel ji, India's Buddhist heritage has been accorded the priority and reverence it truly deserves. Through the Swadesh Darshan and Prasad schemes, hundreds of crore rupees have been sanctioned for the development of Buddhist circuits all across the country and the state of Gujarat, including Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and others. Infrastructure, amenities, and digital interpretation are being created to the global standards. Connectivity has been strengthened, most notably through the international recognition of Kushinagar Airport, directly linking India's sacred geography with Buddhist nations across India. The repatriation of Lord Buddha's relics from Thailand, Myanmar, and other nations stands as a landmark in cultural diplomacy, renewing the bonds of shared heritage. In Bihar, the newly constructed Vaishali Museum and Stupa complex, spread across 70 acres, now enshrines the sacred relics of the enlightened one in a world-class facility that integrate reverence, sustainability, and education. Friends, let me apprise you briefly about Honorable Prime Minister's vision and personal connection with Buddhism. Our Prime Minister reverence for Lord Buddha is deeply personal. At the International Abhidhamma Day in New Delhi in 2024, he said, I would like to quote, "It is my privilege that my connections with Lord Buddha begin at birth, continues to guide my journey even today." This profound statement encapsulates his approach to governance, where policy is informed by purpose and progress is rooted in peace. Under his leadership, Buddha heritage is no longer confined to preservations. It has become a movement of cultural renaissance and global friendship. Dear friend, this renaissance in heritage and faith tourism is mirrored in the extraordinary growth of India's tourism sector as a whole. Over the past decade, India's tourism landscape has been completely transformed. Between 2014 and 2022, more than $9 billion flowed into hospitality and tourism infrastructure. In 2023, India welcomed 9.52 million foreign tourists, earning 2.31 lakh crore in foreign exchange, a 47% jump over the previous year. That was a COVID affected year. Last year, India has welcomed almost 20 million foreign tourists, and it is estimated that 247 crore tourists have traveled across country as a domestic travelers. This sector supported over 84 million jobs, reaffirming its position as a cornerstone of employment and livelihood. And it contributes at this moment around 6% into our national GDP. Dear friends, the recovery from the pandemic has been remarkable. With 9.66 million foreign tourist arrivals in 24, while domestic tourism surged to a record heights as Indians rediscovered their own heritage and hidden gems. Looking ahead, the projections are even more inspiring. By 2028, India's tourism and hospitality industry is expected to reach revenues exceeding 5.2 lakh crores, that is $60 billion. The sector is poised to grow at the 20% compound annual growth rate CAGR, driven by infrastructure, digital connectivity, and global interest in India's cultural diversity. By 2047, India envisions a tourism ecosystem where sustainability, spirituality, and heritage will be its defining pillars, transforming not just for our GDP, but our global identity. In this broader movement, Gujarat's Buddhist and adventure tourism initiatives are vital strands of the national tapestry, helping build a Viksit Bharat that is both prosperous and deeply rooted. Today's conference reminds us that Gujarat can once again lead India's next great tourism revolution, one that fuses innovation with its inheritance. Just as the state has pioneered industry and agriculture, it can now pioneer spiritual and heritage-based tourism, integrating devotion with design and ancient wisdom with modern infrastructure. Investors have the opportunity to shape high-quality pilgrimage circuits, interpretation centers, meditation retreats, museums, eco-lodges, and smart heritage trails, all connected through sustainable mobility and digital experiences. Dear friends, such initiatives will not only preserve our civilizational essence, but also generate employment, empower artisans, and bring prosperity to local communities. We must remember, Buddhist tourism is not merely an economic enterprise. It is a movement of peace, compassion, and shared humanity. By rejuvenating sacred sites as Devni Mori, Vardnagar, and Girnar into centers of meditation, research, and global dialogue, we open new avenues of knowledge, employment, and international collaborations. This is how culture becomes capital, how spirituality becomes strength, and how our Viksit Bharat 2047 visions become a reality. Gujarat's geography offers unparalleled diversity for adventure, eco, and experiential tourism. The White Run of Kutch is world-renowned canvas for off-roading, hot air balloon, and stargazing. Girnars and Saputara beacon trackers and climbers with their rugged beauty. The blue flag beaches of Shivrajpur invite divers and marine explorers, while Dharoi has emerged as a hub for air, land, and water adventure sports, with over 30,000 visitors participating in the recent adventure festival.
Through safe, sustainable, and world class adventure tourism circuits, Gujarat is building a new model of growth that balances ecology, employment, and also excitement. This is the time to invest in Gujarat's vision. We are creating world class Buddhist interpretation center, eco friendly pilgrimage lodges, and digital AR/VR tourism experiences under an inclusive public private partnership framework. These initiatives promise long term returns, global collaborations, and deep cultural satisfaction for those who invest not only capital but also conviction. I assure you that under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji and here the state Chief Minister of Gujarat, the government of India and state of Gujarat both are fully committed to protecting your investments, preserving our heritage and promoting sustainable tourism. Dear friends, tourism will continue to provide financial and policy support for Buddhist circuits, simplify approvals and ensure regulatory efficiency, enhance global promotion through digital campaigns and cultural diplomacy, and prioritize authenticity, safety, and community participation, ensuring that monks, artisans, guides, and local citizens remain the custodians of this living heritage. Together, we can build not just destinations, but experiences that awaken the soul. While concluding, I would like to give you all a call to be a part of this cultural renaissance. Let this conference mark a milestone where Gujarat's economic progress and spiritual resurgence walk hand in hand. Let Buddhist heritage tourism not remain a sector, but rise as a movement for peace, compassion, and cultural dialogue. Let Gujarat stands as the living example of what Viksit Bharat 2047 truly means, where development is sacred and culture is celebrated. As we move forward, may this ancient yet ever young land continue to echo the timeless words of the Buddhist, of the Lord Buddha, Appo Deepo Bhave, be your own light. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for an indeed insightful keynote address. By the way, one of our poets has described Gujarat as a living body, and where we say, what's the head? It said, Ambaji, Ambaji, Jenu Mastak che. Ambaji is the head that forms the head of Gujarat. અંબાજી જેનું મસ્તક છે કચ્છનું રણ અને સાપુતારા જેની બે ભુજાઓ છે. કચ્છનું રણ, that's the run of Kutch, the desert, and Saputara are the two hands of Gujarat. Arbi Sagar જેના પગ પખારે છે. The Arabian Sea splashes water on the feet of Gujarat. Dwarka, Somnath, and Bhavnath form the necklace of Gujarat. Dwarka, Somnath, Bhavnath જેના કંઠની માળા છે. This is our Gujarat. This is our Gujarat. That's one of our poets' feelings. So you are welcome, and Gujarat has immense love for all religion, all cultures, and currently the Buddhist ideology is what we have been celebrating. And now moving forward, we now begin the technical session exploring the roadmap of Buddhist heritage development and investment opportunities. May I now invite Mr. Prabhav Joshi, IAS, MD, Tourism Corporation of Gujarat, to present key tourism initiatives and investment opportunities in Gujarat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's our Union Minister of Culture and Tourism. Thank you so much for your presence and having delivered an insightful keynote for all of us. Indeed, your presence here means a lot. Can we just put our hands together and thank as a gesture of appreciation and thank you. Some for a group picture with none other than For the delegates as well? The, the panelists, the dignitaries who have signed the MOUs, may please come forward. The dignitaries with whom we have exchanged the MOUs may please come forward for this photo op. And then the speakers. Generally, whenever we have these pictures, to get a candid picture, we say Bol Shri Ambe Mat Ki Jai. So when I say Bol Shri Ambe Mat Ki, you have to say Jai. Bol Shri Ambe Mat Ki Jai. That's how we get, that's a technique to obtain the most candid pictures. Because the pictures wherein we smile are the most special ones. Our delegates also have been wanting to get a picture. Can we have just a small group to maintain the decorum so that we hurt nobody? Let's have the countries line up together as suggested by the delegates so that most of you can be seen. Thank you all very much. If the pictures are taken, I would kindly request all our delegates to please occupy their seats as the technical session is just about to begin. There's a gentle request for all the delegates. A song that resonates all of our feelings for Sir is Abhi na jao chhod kar ke dil abhi bhara nahi. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. I'd request all the guests to kindly take their positions. Let's now proceed ahead with the technical session from who better than the Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India, Shri Yadubir Singh Rawat sir. Before his appointment as Director General of ASI, Shri Yadubir Singh Rawat served as the Director of the Directorate of Archaeology and Museums for the Government of Gujarat. He's an experienced archaeologist with over 4 decades of field experience and is particularly known for his work related to the Harappan civilization and excavation in Gujarat. He has been associated with the nominations of several UNESCO World Heritage properties in Gujarat, including the Harappan city of Dholavira. He has also been involved in various committees and professional bodies related to archaeology and heritage management. With a warm round of applause from every one of us, may I request Sir to kindly take over. And CM Sir is expected to be arriving at any moment. So the moment we see a flock of photographers, let's all get up and just get notified that he is just about to enter. And we just will present our loud, warm round of applause.
Namaskar and welcome to all foreign scholars, dignitaries participating in this seminar here. Before really planning for development of any tourist destination, it is required that we understand those sites properly and how it actually evolved, developed and declined, and what is the current status of the sites and how we can develop them for the tourism purposes. And that's why I'm just starting with the understanding the beginning, development and decline of the Buddhism in Gujarat. through its monument and sites. Gujarat is actually uh, was the center of the Sammatiya school of Buddhism. Sammatiya means that is the conservative school which was not worshipping idols. That's why in Gujarat we have got very few the sculptures, decorative art available, but monasteries are available, chaityas are available, stupas are available, but there were some prominent center in Gujarat which were also catering the Mahayanist of the Buddha. That we have got the Devnimori, we have got the Girnar sanctuary. Then around 2nd century AD, because of the increase in the Mahanism, some of the monastery of these Sammatiya Buddhist, they also incorporated the sculpture of Buddha, the image of Buddha in their monastery. And that not going in detail, I will just start how it is actually reviving now what we are doing in Gujarat and the Gujarat government is doing for the development of these sites. Next please. I have to. This is the actually in 7th century 641-42 Wensang visited Gujarat and he visited these sites. These are some 6 sites. He actually visited 14 sites in the Western India. While returning back to China to his home native, he came from Ajanta to Bharuch. That is the Bharukach today, and he has given the number of the monk there, the area of the capital city, and then Kutch, Ballavi. Then we have got Anandpur, that is the Barnagar. It has been identified with Barnagar, that is the native of our Honorable Prime Minister. Then Surashtra, it was known as Sulacha and Surat also in Indian literature, and Atali. Atali is still a disputed point that which side belongs to this. And this Wensang description is there. He talks about the land, the people, their beliefs. And then these are the region. We have got actually 5 region where we get the clusters of Buddhist sites in Gujarat. And it appears actually with the Asoka inscription at Girnar, that is the Saurashtra region of Gujarat. Buddhism, Buddhist monastery started in Gujarat. That we are getting the sites in the Girnar around the edict, that Asoka edict, and then there are few site of the Chhatra period. That's why I put it as the beginning of the Buddhism in Gujarat with the early site available in the Surat region. Next phase is followed this just close to the Girnar. We have got the Ballavi, we have got Talaja near Bhavnagar in Bhavnagar district. That is the further development of the Buddhism. Then third phase is actually both in the North Gujarat. We have got this cluster of in the Taranga, Barnagar, Devni Mori in the North Gujarat. And then Southern Gujarat we have got Navsari and Kadiya Dungar. These are the sites available in Gujarat. And the last is third region is that the Shiot caves in the Kutch. And Kutch was actually a transit point, you can say. It was catering the travelers or the monks. Those were coming from the northwest, particularly from Gandhar region, from Takshila, and there were sites in the even in the Pakistan there is a Mirpur Khas, Brahmanabad. These are the areas where from this was the route which was connected to the Takshila from this region to the central India. Another route was actually from central India to from Gujarat coast to North India. So these all sites are actually located on those trade routes. And Buddhist monks and Buddhist Sangh, they were known for the accompanying some these traders, helping them the caravan to safely reach to their destination. So that is the long story. Then these are the Buddhist sites in Gujarat. There are so many sites, and these are the available structure. There are rock cut architecture. There are actually masonry structures. There are the images, and so many things are available. Even metal images are available, and many of them are at present in the Chhatrapati Shivaji Vastu Sangrahalaya in Mumbai. And these are the, you have seen just in the video, near Girnar we have got the Khapra Kodia cave. These are the whole hill with the so many rock cut caves. And somebody say this cave of Kalaja was serving as the part of the Ballavi University. Ballavi was the famous university in the 5th to 8th century, and it was not actually, to me also, and some scholars say this was not a one university at one place like Nalanda. You have got a group of the buildings, you have got the viharas, but Ballavi University was scattered, spread in a large area, and it appears it was a sort of Gurukul sort of thing. The subject expert had their own school, and the monks or the scholars were going to and joining them. That's why we are excavating at present Ballavi and trying to get that university. But it is very difficult job now because they are situated not at one place but many places. And these are the caves in the just close to the Ballavi, that in the further in the Talaja. These are again the same rock cut caves. And this was the in Girnar. This is one of the largest site in Gujarat, and which is within the Girnar sanctuary. That is the one issue. Otherwise, it could have been developed very big settlement in Gujarat. It has got, I have been there, and it has got stupa, it has got the chaitya also and monastery also. But being a lion sanctuary, it is very difficult to develop at present. But maybe in future, government may get some way to develop it. This was the first site excavated in Gujarat, 1889, by Mr. Campbell. And there from this site they found some relics also, some relics, but we don't know it is Buddhist or some monk, and they are displayed in the Junagadh Museum. And these are the relics from this site. They are in the Junagadh Museum. There are the relic caskets, some coins also, and then there are the monastery in that Girnar forest. Then there is in Junagadh a Buddhist cave, seems to be a Pramod Bhavan or something. And these are the South Gujarat caves. You have got the rock cut caves on the hills, and this Chaitya also. This is the Siyot. This is the Chaitya, a different type of monument in the. This is Khambaleda, sorry, in the central Saurashtra region. And this is the only cave in Gujarat which is actually the facade is decorated. Rest of the caves are very simple. This was the Devni Mori. I think you will be knowing more about Devni Mori. Now it is submerged under the Meso Dam, and the government is thinking to revive this monastery in the same location somewhere. And it yielded the Buddhist images, some 27 images of the terracotta. And Gujarat was actually bridging the three regions. One of the central India, one side, the Sindh, another side. And that's why in Gujarat, it is a very unique situation here. We have got both the element of the Mathura as well as Gandhara. So you will find both the artistic creation here. and that is the reflected by the construction, sculptures, and all those things. And this was the relic casket which actually record Dasbal Sarir Nilaya. That is the contains the body relics of the Dashbal. Dashbal is one of the epitaph of Buddha. And it belongs to 370 C, about that period. And that there was the one of the later Chhatrapa king when it was constructed. And this is the from Barnagar. This is the one piece of the Mathura art, and this kind of bodhisattva images have been found in the many region of India, Takshila, even Dhaka, in Mathura, in Barnagar. And this is very interesting, and there is a inscription on its pedestal which indicate finally that this monastery belongs to one nunnery. It was a nunnery because it is within the settlement of the Barnagar. And there is a scholar in Thailand, Peter Skilling, and he deciphered this, and he has certified this is the a nunnery and belongs to the some because nunnery was allowed within the settlement, not outside. Other generally Buddhists were living outside the settlement, not in the residential area. But the Sangha of the ladies, women, female, that they were allowed because of the security reason. So this is one of the importance of Barnagar. And in Gujarat, there are at least three nunneries known. One from this Ballavi area. There are inscriptions. Those mentioned actually that they were patronized by the Maitrak rulers. Another is from Kutch, and third is this Barnagar. This is the monastery we excavated in the Barnagar in 2007-8. This is very small, compact structure. All elements of the Buddhist establishment are there. This stupa and the monastery. And it has actually a long development from 1st century to 8th century. It survived there, and later on then it was deserted. This was the actually model we got from the recreated. Okay, the design, the architecture of the Buddhist monastery was like this. And this diminishing terraces of the stupa, this comes from the Gandhar region. This is influenced by the Gandhar art here. And this again, this is the very interesting part. We were actually knowing the swastika stupa. This design indicate actually the you stand in the center of the whole square. You feel actually you are in the center of a swastika, like it is radiating around you. So that is the Buddhist philosophy. And the swastika represent the knowledge, energy. And wherever actually they wanted a Buddhist monastery, they created swastika because the feet of Buddha are actually considered the symbol, the swastika. So that kind of thing actually we found in the Barnagar. And this was all the other material available from Barnagar. They indicate there was a thriving Buddhist monastery. People were visiting there. We have got many foreign things available there. Even from Mesopotamia region, we have got some torpedo jar which came from the maritime trade. Then we have got some coins of the Roman ruler and so many things. And these are the Gandhars. You can see the face, the Gandhar, those who knows the art of the Gandhara, they are the face. This is the Gandharan art. This kind of Buddha tail, receiving honey from a monk. There is the different tales of Buddha's life which happened. And these are all Buddhist elements available at Barnagar. And there are again the pots, the begging bowl of the monks. They contain bear these inscription like Dhamm, Dev, Putra, Shakasya, like that. So these indicate actually it was a very prominent monastery during the Chhatra period. These are different seals, sealing that votive seals people were offering to the monastery. And this again, this is the last phase is the that I told you Siot, which was actually on the border of the at present border of the India and Pakistan. From here you have to cross the Ran of Kutch to reach the other side of the area. So there also we have got these the terracotta seals, ceiling, and that mantra Buddha Edham Hetu Sambho, like that. And these are the metal images from the Kutch region also. This also belongs to the part of your nunnery, and it belongs to 5th to 8th century site is there, and it is displayed in Kutch Museum. Anytime anybody go to there, you can see it. And then again, Taranga is another large establishment, just 30 km north east of Barnagar. It was a city actually during that during the Anarth, when it was known as Anarth. It was known as Anarthpur, and there is a very good images you have seen just in that video. Okay, this is the Tara. There are the two temples of Tara. One is known Taran Mata, another is Dharan Mata. And this is the beautiful image of the Tara, which is Amitabh Buddha on the head, and then there are the inscription on the base. And this was maybe a tantric center of the Buddhism. This is date during the Vajrayan time that started. And some terracotta we found from there. And these are the Dhyani Buddha from that region. So, and they are actually, one interesting aspect is that they have Buddhist monastery. At the same time, they are using the rock shelters. These are some of the rock shelters. They provided the wall inside this cave, and the monks are living inside those caves. And they had a water harvesting system also. The river, they just provided a dam, and actually they were storing that water in that dam. It is a perennial source of water in that region. And these are the, after excavation we found all these stupas, vihara, all these things in this region. And this is one area actually which can be developed for this destination, for the linking it with Barnagar. And these are the walls, structure, stupa, and so many Buddhist remains from that region. And this is very interesting. This is the Nepalese manuscript in the Cambridge University Library. And in the backdrop, you can see the landscape with the lot of boulders. And scholars have found this indicate this is the Tarapur. This Larddish, this was from Larddish. Gujarat was known one time at Larddish. And the background, this is the Tara temple, and that's why it is Taranga. And this art went from the Western India to Nepal and the Tabu and in the Ladakh region also, because the textile printing, which is actually now showcased on the roof of the monastery in Ladakh, Leh, Tabu, Spiti, that went from here, the Jain art of the Gujarat. So these are the connection, actually historical connection, okay, how art forms are actually going from one place to another. And this is the actually conclusion. These monasteries were established during the modern period, continued through Maitraka and Chhatrapati and Maitraka period. And there was one university at par with the Nalanda in the Gujarat. And Buddhism Gujarat began with the expansion of the Mauryan Empire, that is there. Ashoka edicts were there at Suparak and Girinagar, and that actually brought Buddhist establishment in Gujarat. And at one point of time, there were 13,000 monks in Gujarat. And these are actually the same time it was serving the both the ports of the maritime trade, the coastal region in the Gujarat. Most of the coastal side like the Girnar, your Talaja, Sana, even Somnath, they were all trading ports during this time. And there were many scholars from this region also. They are in the literature available. There are inscription evidences, And there are actually this Buddhist also, Ballavi actually was destroyed by the tsunami as well as the Arab attack in the 8th century. And now we are actually excavating that region and trying to find out where the actual university was there. And and finally, there is a transition of the that Buddhism, decline of Buddhism to Hinduism, because it came from one fold, started, and then ultimately went to the same fold. This is the here it is Rani Ki Vav, a beautiful monument of the 11th century, where Buddha is incorporated in the Dasavatar gallery. It was actually he is as a incarnation of Vishnu. So in this gallery you can see the Balram, Ram, Buddha, Kalki. Another side you have got the another panels. So that is how actually it is the transforming from one to they are this main fold they are coming. So this is the last. Thank you very much. I am the very also. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed a detailed explanation of the entire journey so far that he's had. It means a lot to us, sir. Yes, sir. What do you need to?
Sir, archaeology, sir. So, if possible, sir, can provide, sir, if possible, sir, because this is your PPT. This is a proper information as a tour operator in 13, 15 countries, sir. If possible, can circulate that one, sir, PPTs. So we can make a package better, sir.
Okay. Actually, it is. There is no hesitation to share it. Actually, now MD Tourism can actually provide if anybody wants.
Please. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we have a befitting round of applause for sir? Thank you so much, sir. The Director General Archaeological Survey of India, who delivered extremely insightful address. And now, without much further ado, let's have a session being led by our Commissioner and MD, Tourism Corporation of Gujarat Limited, Shri Prabhav Joshi, IAS, the batch of 2014. He served as at reputed positions, and he's been bestowed upon the opportunity and a privilege to serve as the Commissioner and Managing Director, Tourism Corporation of Gujarat Limited. Can we give a befitting round of applause to Sir Prabhav Joshi, sir, to take us forward?
Namaskar, everyone. So, in the morning plenary session, it was mentioned that there are 14 direct flights from Ahmedabad to Vietnam or the southeast countries, but very few people from that region actually travel to Ahmedabad or Gujarat. So our job is very interesting that we have already 14 flights, but only Gujarati people are going to Vietnam, and the Vietnamese people are to be invited to use the facility of these direct flights and visit Gujarat. Buddhism in Gujarat, as has been already spoken in the in-depth presentation by Rawat sir and has been shown in the video. So I will not be going into very much technical details because I'm also not well qualified to do so. But to look at the entire ecosystem of Buddhist circuits, I will try to do justice with the topic. When we talk about Gujarat tourism, there are many unique initiatives that we have taken in the recent times. The tallest statue of the world, which is the Statue of Unity in Kevadia, which is near Vadodara, is in Gujarat. We have a very unique flora and fauna landscape, which includes the Asiatic lion. The longest ropeway is again in the Girnar, which is in Junagadh. Ahmedabad was crowned as the first UNESCO World City. Lothal is an ancient dockyard which dates back to must be around 2500 BC. And we have there the world's first dockyard and a world scale national maritime heritage complex is coming up there at an investment of more than rupees 4,500 crores, and it is again going to be a very iconic place to visit. It will be connected by a 6-lane highway from Ahmedabad. It will have direct dedicated railway connectivity. Air connectivity will be served in less than 30 kilometers from the upcoming Dholera Special Investment Region airport. So we have focused on development of all these aspects, including a very ancient and very beautiful site called Dholavira, which is in the Run of Kutch, and it is my personal favorite. I would recommend that everyone should visit it because it is surrounded by the white salt desert which forms during the winter months, and it is a historical site of the Indus Valley civilization. Talking about beaches, we have one of the very few blue flag beach in India, which is the Shivrajpur beach in Dwarka, which is very close to the Dwarka and Bet Dwarka. And Ahmedabad also was the working place of the world-renowned leader, Sri Mahatma Gandhi ji. So we have the Sabarmati Ashram also, which is also being developed on a very large scale, and very soon it will also be a world-class facility attracting tourists. Gujarat, although we rank the first in the number of foreign tourist arrivals in India, but there is lot of scope for improvement. Similarly, the industry is growing rapidly. That I can see because I have been working in the state now for 10 years. So the same places where we visited earlier, we felt it was a lonely place. Now we have visitors thanks to social media to a great extent. But we now need to focus on niche segments, which includes the Buddhist circuits, because from Hinduism point of view, we have the Somnath and Dwarka where majority of our people are going. But to cater to the international Buddhist diaspora, we want to have more and more interactions as of like this where we are having with the international Buddhist tour operators, with the CEOs of various organizations like yourselves. What is very unique to Gujarat is in this first or second photograph, you will see apart from the Asiatic lion, you have this wild ass. So it's a golden color, it has the golden patches over it. It's actually a donkey, but a very beautiful looking donkey. And the terrain on which it survives is also very unique, which is called the Little Run of Kutch. And you will not find an inch of grass growing for miles and miles. So this also is similar to the Great Run of Kutch. Then the road through heaven also has gained immense popularity. It's a road, and on both of the sides you have the salt flats. We have serene beaches like the Chorwad beach, Madhavpur beach, where it is told that Lord Krishna got married to Rukmani at this place. And all sort of landscapes are available, like the Polo forest, where also certain Buddhist relics and stupas have been found. Girnar hills, which have been in continuous occupation for so long. We have Ashoka's edicts, which teach how to govern or how to rule or administer an area effectively. And those sayings are still very relevant even for day-to-day administration even today. The edict says that you plant trees on the roadsides, and how I used to wonder that even today the government is doing the same things, going for social afforestation and other drives, etc. So very interesting, very interesting geographical features. All sort of, we have hills in the southern areas. Coming to wildlife again, there's a marine national park also. The black buck sanctuary in Velabhadar, which is close to Ahmedabad, is also quite interesting, and it will also get developed as we developed the Nal Sarovar and Lothal area. There are 4 Ramsar sites which are heaven for the birds. We in fact have a flamingo city every year in Kutch, where lakhs and millions of flamingos come, and they breed there, they lay their eggs, and then eventually they again migrate back to the colder areas. We have the UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is Rani Ki Vav. So we are trying to develop these sites with interesting light and sound shows. Champaner in Panchmahal also is a World Heritage Site, and similarly Dholavira in Kutch. Architecturally also we are well endowed, like the Mahabad Khan Maqbara, which has been recently restored in Junagadh, Kirti Toran in Vadnagar. So most of you would be visiting Vadnagar today or tomorrow. So I insist that you kindly have a look at this also. Modhera Sun Temple also has a beautiful light and sound show. As I've already covered the Jain and other Hindu religious circuits, in talking about the Jain tourism point of view, in Palitana we have a significant presence of Jain temples, and also the Parsis are unique to Gujarat. We are lucky to have a very vibrant cultural legacy, and the Garba and Navratri celebrations are quite unique, and today you will get a glimpse of it in the evening. The Rogan art is very unique, in which this person is using, without any previous drawing or painting or any other color, he is using the castor oil and a paste made of the natural vegetation, and he is directly drawing these patterns, which are very beautiful. So talking about Gujarat, we have the entire package. The upcoming sectors include the conventions, meetings, MICE sector. We have the largest office space in the world, which is the Surat Diamond Bourse, which has also been constructed recently. And we are coming up with new iconic buildings and new iconic products, like the tent city in Run of Kutch, which got very popular. The statue was an effort to create new architectural and new iconic destinations. Similarly, in Kutch, we have the Smritivan, which is a museum that is dedicated to the victims of the earthquake that happened in the 2001. So the question is that when we have everything, then why are we not able to attract enough number of tourists, especially why the activity is still a seasonal business in the winter months. So we need to ponder over this. I would like that we have the suggestions, we hear from you, we have the panel of experts who would be guiding us today, and that is our problem statement, that when the Asia Pacific, which is located geographically near to us, which contributes 20% to the global religious tourism when it comes to Buddhist circuits, so why are we not able to capture main market from China, Thailand, Japan, and nearby Myanmar? In India, as we have already mentioned, in Gujarat, the Junagadh Buddhist complex, it is a place which has a continuous history. You can find the Buddhist era, that is around perhaps maybe 2000-year old. Then you have the Ashokan edicts. Then you have a Mughal era, or rather later Mughal era monument, which is also has been very beautifully conserved and is a must visit when you go to that area. So we have continuous history in this interesting place of Junagadh, and Khapra Khodia caves, Baba Pyare caves. So everything is there, but the need is to weave it in a circuit, package it as a product. We will also try, and we'll be in the later slide showing you the initiatives that we are taking. But I was till very recently, I was posted in a district which had one ASI protected monument, which was quite unique because it had both Jain and Buddhist era monuments. And the name of the village was Dhak. So Dhak in Gujarati or Hindi would mean that something which is hidden. And even today, it was in the hidden state only because we have not been able to give proper amenities at that place, not been able to provide proper road access to that place, and still the development of tourist facilities is a requirement. So conservation and tourism cannot take place in isolation, and going forward we would want to develop all these sites like the Sana caves, the upper court caves, Talaja hills, Buddhist destination, Kirti Toran, Buddhist monastery in the Taranga hills, which was talked in great details. Vadnagar again is a live museum in the sense that presently the excavation is going on, and we have found very stunning remains of quite a few articles we have found, and one of the discovery was of a sage in the meditation, live meditating position. So perhaps it would have been attributed to some Hindu sect, but the excavation has revealed a skeleton which is in the Dhyan Mudra, and it's very interesting to see. So recently we have developed small projects, starting with around 12 projects at an expense of 20 crore rupees to develop basic tourism facilities near Sana caves in Somnath, Vadnagar monastery area, Khambalida Buddhist caves. Also we have developed a very good seminar and meditation complex where we invite people like you to visit, do meditation, do yoga, use it for your spiritual well-being. Talaja, Kadiyadungar, Taranga caves, all these are examples that we have a vast repository of what is a wide repository to offer to all our tourists, especially in the North Gujarat, which is the focus region today. In Devni Mori, we are planning to come up with a very big project which involves an investment of more than 300 CR. As it was previously discussed that the site had been submerged because construction of the Meshwar Dam, and now we are on the banks of the channel trying to create a replica of what would have been there. The site is very conveniently located because it is on the national highway between Ahmedabad and Udaipur. So we are planning to set up a very beautiful monument there, which will have the relics, which will have the remains that have been found, and it will be very beautifully curated. Like this, it will have all the facilities of restaurant, tribal hut, meditation zones, museum, and everything at a cost of 300 CR. Vadnagar again is a very important place from the point of view of Buddhist activity, very close by, very nearby, and we will be showing you that it has been in continuous existence since the time the Chinese traveler Huensang visited us. So how do we go about this? We have the product, we have the what it needs to add as spices in the form of new, you say you have the scenic beauty, you have the cultural, the arts, the dance, the other aspects which can be combined to form a good tourism package. So we are planning of also many things are demand based, so we would also appreciate that the associations like yours, if they come up with certain proposals that you should organize, say, Buddhist Heritage Festival, so we would be happy to fund, we will happy to co-sponsor. So we are planning to have more and more heritage festivals. global marketing also in the era that we are living in today. So through social media, we have started pushing for greater publicity. We are organizing fam tours, that is familiarization tours, such as yours. Also creating more and more interactive museums and interpretation centers where people like you can come and get the entire exposure in an interactive manner. So training and skill development is again one area where we need to work. We do lack in this aspect. It is a long term effort, but with industry partners like your good selves, I'm sure we'll be able to cater to the requirements. So private sector opportunities, if I talk about, so Gujarat still we have a lot of scope for high value international and domestic brands. Plus, there's a lot of scope for companies to work in the audiovisual content creation domain. So we have perhaps manuscripts, we have some movies about the Hindu circuits or the other religious scriptures, but for the Buddhist scriptures and Buddhist documentation, we still have lack of visuals or the documentaries which can be delivered in the AR, VR, or that is augmented reality or virtual reality mode. So many 3D movie making techniques, many virtual movie making techniques have come. So we are now partner. In fact, our request for proposal is also out, and we are engaging with these firms. Similarly, for better connectivity, we are engaging with the airlines, and we are partnering with various Buddhist organizations, diplomatic missions, academic institutions to guide us in this niche area where we can work together with the other government partners like the Archaeological Survey of India. We are lucky to have Dr. Rawat here with us today. Also, the local district administration and the central government to develop this experience as an entire package. So we have a very transparent model of leasing of land. We provide land for long leases in our policy till 35 years, which is extendable again. We provide that land on a right to first refusal ROFR basis, which means that after the expiry of the lease, if the bidder if the original leasee is agreeing to match the prices of the bidder, then the lease gets continued for another 35 years. So we are going for long-term leasing of land so that we can attract investments. We understand that hotel and hospitality industry, most of the expenditure is front-loaded. So we are trying to make it shift towards the later end. Also, the upcoming bullet train project from Mumbai to Ahmedabad would reduce the travel time to less than 2 hours. So again, recapitulating on what we have already discussed, that Gujarat is a policy-driven state. We have policies for almost all niche aspects of tourism with viability gap fundings. We have land banks available with us. We are prioritizing development of wayside amenities to make the stay and travel comfortable. And we have a single window system, and one of the aspect was this conference, which is called the Vibrant Gujarat, which brings all the stakeholders at one place. And the proposals which come through these conferences, we process it on a single window system, which is called the IFP, that is the Investor Facilitation Portal. So thank you very much for all of you for your patient hearing and bearing with me. Thank you. If there are any questions, I would be happy to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm banking on you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Once again, good afternoon. My name is Nicholas. I'm from the Cambodian team of the delegation of the FAM trip. Hi, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to congratulate you to the very comprehensive analysis and evidence-based work that you have presented.
Thank you.
And I would be curious where you see potential target groups outside of Buddhist countries. Is that something that you have also been looking at in your study and that could maybe add to what you plan to offer?
Okay, so that's a very good question, and we have started uh, going for branding and market segmentation internationally. But to be honest, that for Buddhist circuits, we were looking towards the east primarily. We are offering different services or the different products, different destinations for the Western European or the Western US and other geographies. So that is how presently our marketing campaigns are being targeted. But yes, once a person reaches here, then as a traveler myself, my experience is that suppose you have come all the way from a foreign country to Ahmedabad, you would want to cover every experience together. So perhaps you might not just want to go for only Buddhist circuit. You will also go and visit a scenic place yourself, which is nearby. So we are trying to offer mixed itineraries also. But presently, for the Buddhist circuits, we were looking toward the eastern countries. But your suggestion is a welcome one. Thank you.
Hello, thank you very much.
Namaskar,
My name is Preeti. I'm the president at Ease My Trip. Sir, I would want to relate to one of the points that you made. Uh, Gujarat has all the best treasures, and then still why we do not have inbound so much of inbound tourists the way it deserves. So we do have Gujaratis going abroad, but we do not have the nearby countries coming to see our best of the culture. So the whole publicity and the promotion on a platform like Ease My Trip or similar, which means once we actually do the promotion on the OTAs, online travel aggregators, is when information would reach to the travelers because they'll anyway come in to our platform to check out a flight price at least. And that's when they'll have the visibility and they would have a common interest for the Buddhist circuit per se or all the other treasures. And that is when we can drive in or even create a pipeline that they make a real booking and they are the ones who take the actual circuit, which has been curated so beautifully well by the state. That's only a suggestion.
thank you, ma'am. Very relevant suggestion. We have started pushing more and more for the digital marketing. Earlier, it was more of events and more of the outdoor marketing in form of billboards and or some magazines and newspaper based marketing. But more and more, like we have partnered with Google also, and we'll be happy to partner with your organization and others working in the similar line, because as you mentioned earlier, unless we have the information, then only interest would get developed, and once interest get developed, then only the final decision or action would happen. So thank you, ma'am, for that suggestion. We'll definitely look into it.
Yes, somebody from here.
We had आप वहाँ से.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Sanjay from Rajasthan, Mount Abu. So I've seen Gujarat, especially Ahmedabad, is very much known for the food, the the variety of food that you offer. And nowadays we have seen like baklava of Dubai is quite famous.
Yes, yes.
People are just going to have a baklava, right?
That's very true.
It is being trending like anything.
Right.
And Gujarat is a big business. If you see like in Uttarayan, we have crores of business in just theplas, khamans, and all this stuff.
Yes.
So why Gujarat is not much focused about the food to promote as a tourism scope? And can we see in future that food can be one of the reason to visit Gujarat?
Yes,
Not just
definitely,
Dandiya?
definitely. So I am yes, yes. So I can vouch for that. I am basically not from Gujarat, but since Gujarati cuisine is so tasty, since I have been living here for around 10 years now, in my daily breakfast, etc., we have included the Gujarati cuisine and many items. So it's a very valid suggestion, and we need to organize more food festivals. Presently, we do organize festivals which are targeting our cultural heritage like Garba, the dance form, etc., the music form, etc. Along with that, we definitely have cuisine which is related to Gujarat in those cultural programs. But yes, exclusively food festival sort of thing, it is something which we are working on, we would want to do. But yes, we have not been able to do right now. Yes. Thank you again for a very nice suggestion.
थैंक यू सर। मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है सर। मेरा हिंदी अच्छा है सर, इंग्लिश से तो मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ। जैसे आपने अभी ये टॉपिक है बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट का। मैं बिहार से बिलोंग करता हूँ और यूपी बिहार तो मेन सेंटर है नेपाल बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट का सर। हर 10 किलोमीटर पे सर है लिखा हुआ लुम्बिनी 20 किलोमीटर 30 साइनिंग बोर्ड। मेरा फोकस है साइनिंग बोर्ड पे सर। अभी जूनागढ़ हम लोग अशोका स्क्रिप्ट के पास चले गए तो वहाँ पे छोटा सा एक साइनिंग बोर्ड है सर। जितने कैब आपने दिखाया सर, जब वहाँ पहुँच गए तो मैं पता चल रहा है जूनागढ़ कल वो राजकोट से क्रॉस किए हाईटी था वहाँ पे, तो अब देख रहे हैं कि वहाँ पे अब पता चलता है। मैं कह रहा हूँ कि 2 10 20 50 किलोमीटर दूर से एयरपोर्ट से ही पता चले कि कहाँ पे बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट का कौन से साइट है, जिसे अभी सर ने बताया सर। तो वी रिक्वेस्ट यू सर, साइनिंग बोर्ड मस्ट बी from airport or railway station, bus stand, more than 100,000 if possible sir. Then after Buddhist circuit will grow sir, please. In if possible can put a signing board in Patna, Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, all the Buddhist places.
Right. Very nice, very
thank you
pertinent suggestions. Thank you. Since you ऋत्विक आपने नोट कर लिया ना, सब अपने को काम करना है, so you guys are giving us the homework for the rest of the year. Thank you very much for that. Since you mentioned the Khambalida caves, just wanted to share my experience. I was posted there, and we initially, when we went to see that, it was infested by bats, like many other caves and other archaeological monuments are there. So we were able to do certain treatment and get the bats removed. We did the chemical treatment to remove the mosses, ferns, etc., and which was very dark, and it was covered in mud and slick. It was restored to quite an extent with the support of the Archaeological Survey of Gujarat. What importantly more we did was we did the LIDAR survey, LIDAR, light imaging and ranging survey of that area, so as to find whether there are further more structures which are there. So we are working on, it is a priority area, tourism and preservation of archaeological and cultural centers in Gujarat is a priority area, and I have been happy, rather lucky, to be associated with the conservation of the Khambalida caves. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think we'll continue this over a cup of tea because you belong also Gujarat. Not right now, but whenever we meet, because here we say yeah.
So those who want to have a cup of tea, they might.
So feel free to have a cup of tea and coffee.
And then come back.
We have at the speakers lounge.
But yeah, once we are done with this.
Yes, please. So do join us soon. Meanwhile, we'll start with the panel discussion.
Yeah. We now request the
the tone for the panel discussion. So this will set the tone for the entire.
yeah. Let's call upon Shri Ojas Hirani, who is an award-winning architect from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He studied architecture from CEPT Ahmedabad and ETH Zurich. After practicing extensively in Europe, North America, and Southeast Asia, Australia, he started to conceptualize cultural projects across India, including numerous Buddhist projects. So, with a round of applause, let's welcome Shri Ojas Hirani, an award-winning architect, who will set the tone for the panel discussion.
Honorable dignitaries and my friends who have come from all parts of India and to other Buddhist countries also. So you have seen most of the facts till now, but my presentation is more about fantasies. So what is coming up now to these places where we have seen these presentations? So I'll tell you more about what are the proposals for the state of Gujarat in Buddhist tourism which are happening in very near future. So we all know, as a part of Vibrant Summit, it's happening every year since 2003, and tourism is always a vital part for this Vibrant Gujarat program. And this time, because Buddhism in Gujarat was there since 2nd century AD, but it has been realized very late. In 2010, there was a political will to develop these kind of Buddhist tourism in Gujarat, and that has set the tone for the Buddhist development circuits all across the state. So I'll start my presentation with one of the saying by His Holiness Dalai Lama when we have presented this presentation to him. He said about Gujarat tourism that you are working for Dhamma, and Dhamma will bless you for your endeavors, and it will protect you also. In Sanskrit also we have a saying that Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. So our efforts, our endeavors, they are being blessed by His Holiness also. At the same time, all these presentations have shown to all the Buddhist opinion makers of the world, like Sri Lanka's, Dhammanayakes of Sri Lanka's, and lots of other people all across the world. These presentations have been presented to various countries also. In Thailand, in one of the conference of Buddha Bhumi, we have presented the Gujarat Buddhist tourism presentations at the same time. In 2015, our Prime Minister has called 26 state heads of Buddhist countries at Mahabodhi temple. And we have showed these presentations to them also, and they have agreed to contribute to Buddhist tourism of Gujarat. So after saying this, I'll start my presentation. As I said, it was the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister in 2010. He has called one conference in Vadodara and called all the Buddhist dignitaries there where the holy relics have been kept. It was been exposed for the first time at that time in 2010. After that, the tourism circuit has started happening. There are several circuits on which Gujarat tourism is working. One of them is infrastructure circuit. As you said, you will see it all across the state of Gujarat. There are all these Buddhist places. And basic infrastructure facilities, it was a very basic. That is already done under Swadesh Darshan scheme of central government. So you will find some or other infrastructural facilities at all these places. Now I am coming to the main point. One of the most said project was called Devni Mori project. Devni Mori means it's the face of the god. There was a village out there in the Aravali hills. It's a very dreamy sight. It's set amidst the Aravali mountain ranges. It has a beautiful Meso reservoir in front of it. There were lots of herbal forests all across. The river is flowing through, and it is on the main connecting road from Ahmedabad to Delhi, on way to Udaipur also. It's a very nicely located place. So that is the place from where we have found the relics of Lord Buddha. During the excavations in 1959 to 1963, a place called Bhojraj Ka Tila was excavated, and we have found the relics of Lord Buddha from this particular place. It has been kept at MS University, Vadodara now, but it was the vision of our Prime Minister that the relics are meant to be showcased. They are not meant to be kept in lock and key in museums. That's the reason we are developing this project over there. This project would be one of the largest Buddhist project all across the world. It is in the 400 hectares of the land. The first component which we are developing is the Grand Relic Stupa. So this is the place where we are creating 108-meter tall stupa, one of the world's largest stupa over here. It will be showcasing 12 different kind of museums. It will be having one of the world's largest Zen garden. It will be having tourist facilitation center. It will be having one of the largest scripture library. It will showcase Chaitya, Vihara, and all other Buddhist architectural components at the same time. And there was a depression on the site. So we have taken that into the consideration and converted into the lake. So a lotus petal, which is holding the stupa, will have a place for 25,000 people at a time to meditate at the same time. This is a basic view of that particular stupa. So you can see it will be holding 12 museums, as I said, and one of the museum will be the heritage of Buddhism in Gujarat and in India in particular. The second project which we are doing is Meswo riverfront development. There is a river called Meswo which is passing through this entire site, and we are creating the riverfront for it, and we are also replicating the monastery which was there in 3rd and 4th century, established by the two disciples of Buddha, Agnivarma and Sudarshan. So we are having that monastery recreated at this particular place. At the same time, there was a Shamalaji school of sculptural arts which was very much famous in 6th and 7th century. Most of the people of Gujarat also won't be knowing it, that people from around the world used to come here to see the sculptural arts and to learn the sculptural arts of Gujarat. And very beautiful sculptures like Matruka, Sapta Matruka, Vishwarup Vishnu, they all have been created in that era. In one of the book, Michelangelo has written that while creating Pieta, he was inspired by the Matar sculptures which has been kept at west coast of India. So nobody knows this legacy, but now we are showcasing the Shamalaji School of Sculptural Arts also in this riverfront project which we are doing. And it has been seen that the character of the river should not go away. It should look like a river, not a canal. So that also has been kept, and all the architectural elements are inspired by the Shamalaji temple, which is quite close by. So you can see this is the project and it is about to start. We are recreating the monastery over here, and at the same time, one side is Shamalaji, other side is this monastery. The third thing is the place from where we have found the relics of Lord Buddha. The monastery, which was on the bank of the river, is now submerged since last 50 years. But we are also recreating one platform over there, so people can go there by pontoons or by boat and can enjoy the Meso reservoir at the same time. This suggestion came from His Holiness that it has to be a knowledge center. So that's the reason we are creating one cultural learning center. So the people from the scholars, the Buddhist scholars from all around the world can come here and can do some research work if they want. So that is a center which we are creating over here, along with their residential facilities and everything. Now it was our Honorable Prime Minister vision when he was standing on the Meso reservoir dams. He said that we need an architectural catalog of Buddhism over here. So we need all the countries to represent their Buddhist cultural pavilions at this particular place. So we are calling all 63 Buddhist countries where Buddhism is either first, second or third religion to have their cultural pavilions over here with their architectural style, because the architectural style in Buddhism is completely different from country to country. So it will be a living catalog over here in coming days. We'll be creating plots and we'll be giving them the land, and they will be invited to create spaces. So that reservoir front also will be developed over here. And then there are 3 mountains which are encompassing over here. We are making 3 different kind of eco trails: Buddha trail, Buddhism trail, and enlightenment trail. And after this, we have seen some dead spaces over here, but now how to make them live? So we are creating different institutions, Buddhist institutions over here, and creating a knowledge circuit over here. For instance, Vadnagar was a center for learning for Buddhism through ages. So now we are creating here a center for Buddhist learning over here. Then in Taranga, it was known for the environmental protection of that particular area and mountains and all. So we are creating Center for Buddhism and Environmental Protection over there. Then we are creating Center for Buddhist Historical Preservation at Talaja. Then in Bharuch, we are creating a spiritual retreat over here. Then in Junagadh, a proposal for edict research, because there is an Ashokan edict over there. So Center for Edict Research also will be coming over here. Then in Rajkot, you will see that at Khambalida, you will see very beautiful sculptures. So a Center for Buddhist Art will be established over there. So we are making all these places quite live. And you will be amazed that how the efforts of Gujarat tourism has started affecting the places all across India. So now there are certain proposals which we are doing for India. One of them is Buddha Bhumi. So we are creating this digital museum in all the Buddhist countries, which will establish the relation of Buddhism and Bharat, the coordination between both of them, that Buddha's association with those rivers, Buddha's association with Ashtabhumi, all those things will be displayed in all the countries. One is Buddhankan. This is again Buddhist Center for Arts, which we are creating at Fardapur near Ajanta. This is Grand Relic Stoop at Delhi. It will be showcasing the relics of Kapil Vastu, which have been kept now at National Museum, Delhi. This is Himach in Sisu, we are creating this Buddhist art center where people can go and learn in Gurukul system the Buddhist arts and crafts. At the same time, it will be for Indian arts and crafts also. So there will be 10,000 students at a time can take this kind of knowledge about Buddhist arts and crafts. We are recreating certain cities like Kushinagar. Kushinagar, Sravasti, they were the most flourishing cities of the world in ancient times, but now they are the most district of India. So we are master planning the entire cities over here. And in Lumbini, I think people from Nepal must have known this, that we are creating this India International Center for Buddhist culture and heritage. Our cultural ministry is doing this at the UNESCO World Heritage Site there in Lumbini. So what Gujarat Buddhism tourism efforts, they have really affected and really influenced all the efforts which are being done in the country and even in our neighboring country. And I think this journey is so good, and we have done so many work since 2010. Last 15 years, we have been doing only this, and now this year, I think we'll be able to start with this project first, this Metro Riverfront Development Project, where we are recreating stupa. So it's a good beginning, and let's hope that in near future, you'll be visiting all these places in Gujarat and also in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And now I'd like to invite for the last leg of the session, Miss Professor Pradeep Kumar Das, Associate Professor, Nava Nalanda Mahavihara, Bihar. Professor Rajesh Ranjan, Vice Chancellor, Central Institute of Buddhist Studies, Leh in Ladakh. Professor Manish Sinha, Department of History, Magad University, Bodh Gaya, is the convener of INTAC Gaya chapter to kindly take the positions. We'll be joined with our Commissioner and MD TCGL very soon. But till he arrives, I have a little responsibility and an opportunity to present something before you. If all of you haven't taken a tea break, I'm going to present something which is akin to a tea break. I'll make you all clap and give me a rhythm, because we perform a lot of raps these days. There's an English word which is called rap, but we have been performing this for the last 500 years. A lot of raps were written in Gujarati language. So now I will not restrict myself further to speak in English, but I'll chip into a little bit of Gujarati. Although you do not understand the language, but people will taste some kind of sensation when there is musicality associated with words. So then words lose any significance when beats take over. There was a song which became a viral and a sensation on YouTube. Although people do not know the meaning of it, yet it became a worldwide hit. Any guesses in the audience? A Gujarati song which was produced by MTV Coke Studio that became a viral song of the last year. Absolutely, there's a right answer there. I saw somebody whisper into someone's ear. And that talks about the essential philosophy of life as to what do you do. That's akin to Buddha's philosophy of Appadipa Bhava and coming to know of your own significance and the meaning of life. There's a line which says, Potanaj Dariyama, which means you've got your own life. Your life is metaphorically referred to as the ocean. In your own ocean, you have to dive. Nobody else can dive for you. Nobody else will light that lamp for you. Only you will light a lamp for yourself. Potana Jadariyama Potani Jadubakiti Jatanu Amula Motilo. Which means in your life, you have to be the diver in your own life, which is an ocean, and search the pearl of purpose in your life, Search the purpose of your life by diving deep yourself. You cannot get it outsourced. So if you want to know the purpose of your life, only you can do that. So ma'am will doing the she'll do the moderation. Wonderful. But until she comes, just a little bit of beat. કિનારા તો પડે એવી નાની નાની પગલીને નાના એવા સપનાની રેતવાળી ઢગલીને તોફાનો તરાપ મારે હલસાઓ હાંફી જાય તોય જેની હિંમત અને હામ નહીં હાંફે એવો ખારવો ખલાસી એવો હાડનો પ્રવાસી એવો ખારવો ખલાસી એવો હાડનો પ્રવાસી ગોતી લો ગોતી લો ગોતી લો ગોતી લો પોતાના જ દરિયામાં પોતાની જ ડૂબકીથી જાતનું મોલ મોતી લો હોય હોય એવો કોણ છે ખલાસી મને કહી દો રે એના ઠામના ઠિકાણે મને કહી દો રે એવું કોણ છે ખલાસી મને કહી દો રે એના ઠામના ઠિકાણે મને કહી દો રે. This is Gotilo song. Gotilo means go out, search for your purpose, search for your happiness, search for that pearl for which you are alive. Thank you for having recorded that. I'm going to be performing in Vadnagar as well. When Ojas sir is here, who else needs to do the honors? Sir, once again, we leave the mic and the platform open to you. Let's have an enlightening panel of discussion where we have the luminaries. There, we don't need lights. आप आए हैं सो घर में उजाला है बहुत, कहिए कि शमाएं जलती रहें या बुझा दी जाए. इतना उजाला है आपके ज्ञान से, रोशन है ये पूरा सभागार. So over to you, the panelists. I think we already have the microphones here as well. And if at all we need one more, I think we can place it here with you, ma'am.
Hello.
And I'll be giving mine.
Hello.
So I think now that we have a great overview of what Gujarat has done, what Gujarat is going to do, and what are the future possibilities for Gujarat, I think we have three very, very experienced people who are doing different parts of Buddhism. Different, some of them are language experts, some of them are revitalization experts. They have been advising World Bank, Asian Development Bank, UNESCO, UN, and a lot of other countries also. So we have all of them. And I think Ojas sir will start with some of the very pertinent questions which are for Gujarat, and then I'll follow up.
Namaste. So I think this presentation I showed earlier because that will set the tone for this discussion. Then people will be aware that what we have done so far and what we'll have to do now. So I'll have one question for all panelists. That what do you think about the Buddhist heritage of Gujarat? Because it is seen that mostly laymen don't have much idea about it. So as an expert or as a Buddhist scholar, what is your opinion about the Buddhist heritage of Gujarat? Please.
May I add to it? Coming from Bodh Gaya and teaching history for the last 29 years there, I was born also in Gaya, which is the neighboring town of Bodh Gaya. So I have seen the internationalization of Bodh Gaya from a semi-rural town. Now it became the World Heritage Town in 2003. And this international tourism, that can be attributed to a number of factors. One thing which the eminent architect was saying, that he was talking about that platforms of various countries are to be built near the Mesho Dam. Na? So there is a parallel to it. In 1956, it was the 2500th year of Buddha's Mahaparinirvan. The government of India organized a 1-year-long celebration there. And what they did at Bodh Gaya was that the Prime Minister was Nehruji at that point of time. They gave land to all the prominent countries of Southeast Asia who got their monasteries built there. And this was an impetus. And then gradually, when we talk about Buddhism, we cannot talk about Buddhism in isolation. If we want to generate tourism, we'll have to understand that Buddhism is a multicultural, ethos. It is a multicultural philosophy, which we witness at Bodh Gaya itself also. Now, when I talk about multicultural, so you have to engage the different countries, the practicing countries as well, even the countries who might not be exactly practicing Buddhist countries. What Buddhism is a religion which is acceptable to all, the most popular religion, you can say at least its philosophy. So when we talk about interaction of Bodh Gaya, we cannot, ignore the role, at least in reference to Bodh Gaya, which can be replicated because there is a theme here, theme in this agenda in which we talk about any model city. So I am talking about with my experience about Bodh Gaya. So I will talk about His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the Tibetans in exile. Now, they have played a very big role in the international of Bodh Gaya. Now, how? You were asking me that people know very little about here. Look, architectural creation has to be done, the amenities have to be there. But we are talking about spiritual tourism. You have to do a religious connect. You have to create an immersive experience. When people come to Bodh Gaya, now what are the things which are attracting the religious tourism there? We have the Kalchakra pujas there. The tourist season is when we have got the Mollam pujas there. So there is a vibrant religious experience in which you just don't go to a place for a religious tourism to just go into a hotel. You have to have a religious engagement. You have to have a connect that you have to create here. So, and the platform thing you are saying that will generate further interest. Again, one thing I would like to outline, the sitting in Gujarat, near the birthplace of the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who has given the concept of Make in India. Now, one thing I would like to tell you all, that tourism, when we talk about tourism, we talk about self-reliance. And the concept of self-reliance in Buddhism very much aligns with the concept of Make in India. When we talk about Make in India, we are talking about self-sufficiency across social communities. We are talking about our capabilities, capacity building. But whatever tourism, whatever things we do, we have to take into account the stakeholders. You cannot ignore the society. Who is the society? The society is the local population. You have to develop the heritage crafts. I am convener of INTAC also. We have been doing workshops on heritage crafts. We are creating interest in the school children. For example, we took a master craftsman in Bodh Gaya. His name is Subodh Ravidas, and he creates beautiful sculptures in wood and stone. Now we took him, we gave the craftsman some incentive money, and he gave a demo. So in order to boost because if you ignore the local stakeholders, any development, it will have, inner contradictions. I will tell you by the example of Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya has got a lot of monasteries. Many monasteries are coming there also. There is a knowledge center also there. Dalai Lama knowledge center has come up. Now there is a contradiction also in this development paradigm. The local hoteliers, they have a contradiction with the monasteries. Their grievance is that the pilgrims come from maybe different places. They prefer the monasteries. Monasteries are like, huge
Mahaparinirvan, Mahaparinirvan Sut, Mahasati Pathan Sut. So this place must be named after maybe Lord Buddha, Bada Nagar or Mahanagar. Yes, word means Maha also here. So you have to generate some narratives which may touch the hearts of the every devout Buddhist, and they will try to connect. That is one point. Another point I would like to suggest that uh, uh, you see, heritage are of two types. Everybody, we all know this. One is tangible heritage, and another one is intangible heritage. So you try to find out some intangible things also, like some narratives related to Lord Buddha nearby Vadnagar or nearby this Junagadh or whatever places you have. So that connect could help you in attracting the pilgrimage. So these were the two points to me that I wanted to suggest to the. Otherwise, Hiraniji is working wonders here, and I believe that in near future definitely pilgrim will start coming here. Another one more point I wanted to suggest you, that till you create this educational centers there nearby this heritage site, government of Gujarat should start this academic studies of Buddhism. Yes. Once you start your studies of Buddhism in universities, like reputed universities, even you can start from this very Ganpat University itself, or to, I think government of Gujarat should announce it. Once you start as attracting students from the Southeast Asian countries, they will work like your cultural ambassador. They will bring their Buddhist culture from their country to this place, and they will bring your culture to their own country, and they will be the main person who will tell about the places which is associated with Lord Buddha in Gujarat. I think that is that another thing I found lacking in Gujarat, and nowhere I don't think any university is offering any courses like capsule courses, like 3 months courses, 6 months courses. One LO is attached to me, and he was telling that I wanted to know what Buddhism is. He's not knowing the basic teachings of the Buddha.
You know, certificate courses in heritage tourism maybe, with focus on Buddhism, etc. And one more thing which I would like to suggest, as Honorable Sir was saying, that you need to build a narrative. Now this narrative, I will give you certain examples. Conduct heritage thematic walks. I will give you two examples from the place where Sir comes and he comes. That recently, there were one of the main disciples of the Buddha, Mahakassap. So from Bodh Gaya, Rajgir is only 60 kilometers. Nalanda maybe 70. Then Mahakassap resting place is at Gurupad Giri. It is about 40 kilometers. The first Buddhist council, which was held at Rajgir after Buddha's death, it was presided by Mahakassap, where the Pitaks were formulated. Now recently Navalananda Mahavihar, they organized the heritage walk from Rajgir, from Navalananda Mahavihar to Guru Padgiri in Gaya district. Now this thematic walk, monks came, it was supported by I think Light of Buddha Foundation from California. There were a number of other organizations and independent researchers also involved. So they walked through the local population, it attracted a lot of publicity, it created a lot of excitement. Again in December, they are organizing a heritage walk from Lumbini, and this walk is curated around the walk of Mahapajapati Gautami, who became the first, who founded the Buddhist nunnery order, who was the maternal aunt of Buddha. So you need to do thematic walks. And what I will suggest, just for example, Junagadh inscription, Ashoka, create thematic walks around Ashoka's, he was the person who introduced Buddhism here when he was the governor here, as I suppose, during the Mauryan period. So some narrative can be built, even if there is not very historical, maybe substantial connection, but approximate narratives can be created. You have to generate a spiritual, religious experience which blends, synthesizes into the tourism aspect also.
Sir, I had a question. Sorry to sir, intervene in between, but I had a question to you, sir. Like, uh, when you talk about such places in India, like Lumbini or sorry, not Lumbini, I think that is in Nepal, but Rajgir, etc., Nalanda. So, what are the kind of interventions they have done, or what we can replicate from the other states? Like, how have they gone about this promotion of this Buddhist circuits in their states, especially in Bihar or UP?
One most important advantage that these places have, that they have been very intimately connected with Buddha's life from Bodh Gaya, where he becomes the Buddha, Rajgir, which he used to visit, where the first council was done, Nalanda, associated with Buddhism so intricately. Again, so these were the advantages. Now again, what I will tell you, that Huen Sang has visited Gujarat, Zhuangzhang. I will give you some independent researchers who have walked the whole trail of, Huen Sang. There is one researcher, Deepak Anand, who is also associated with this Mahapajapati walk and all that. You can create a heritage walk, curate a heritage walk on the Buddhist trail of Huen Sang. So basically, that is the gap, that is the advantage which both Gaya and Nalanda or Rajgir has, which these sites don't have, but you have to create a narrative.
Right.
You have to connect. But that can be done. It is not that it cannot be.
Sir was asking another question. What sort of initiatives has been taken by these states where these places are? Sir, ये from a state side, as much as they can, they are doing itself or themselves. But I think most of the Buddhist countries are also helping in developing all these sites. As Professor Sinha was telling earlier, that during 60s, 1956, so many lands were allotted to different countries for building monasteries there. So besides this state development plans, the country master plans, the country itself will help you in developing all these sites. Once they will create, they are not creating on simply temple of Lord Buddha only. They are creating a kind of hotels also.
Okay.
Roads. He is here. I forgot your name. College is here. He will tell you better than me. You see, every temple is having at least 50 to 100 rooms for accommodating the tourists there. Once somebody leaves his country or their country, they wants to have their own food in outside their country also. So there they are being provided food of their own, or the place where they could find safety or shelter there. Yeah. So states are doing as they can do itself. Yeah. But apart from states, these stakeholders are also contributing a lot.
So, this very valid point, sir. We are also getting support from the International Buddhist Council and especially countries like Thailand, etc. They are quite interested. So, this is one area which we will focus.
And another thing, Professor Sinha has told now, sir, you start celebrating some Buddhist festivals by inviting the devout Buddhists there. Special invitations should be sent. Like
This is the biggest one, the Buddha Purnima, etc.
Buddha Purnima, etc. Like this Kal Chakra, you can invite, but Dalai Lama
Maybe koi Rinpoche
by any Rinpoches also in Mahayan Buddhism.
Okay.
You can invite.
You have to connect with those organizations. Like there are different Buddhist, subsects like Gelugpa, like Kagyu, Sakya, है ना? So you have to connect with their representatives and you invite them so they can come and do some puja. That itself will attract tourists. At least the Tibetans who are living and some people from outside also.
Quite true, because
You have to
we
create events.
have heritage festivals, but there we will usually have some classical dance performance or some musical performance, but we have not focused on Buddhist heritage from that point of view. And I think that it is a very valid point.
Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Das from Nalanda. I'm just coming from Nav Nalanda Mahavihar. This is a deemed university, and it is also said that this is the successor of the ancient Nalanda University. So, Gujarat tourism and Gujarat government is doing tremendous job for the development of tourism. But actually, they are lacking in Buddhist tourism. So, doing developing infrastructure or developing all sorts of amenities, I think does not attract the Buddhist tourist to the place. So I just suggest you to open up some Buddhism courses or the allied of Buddhism courses in the universities first. That will certainly enhance the Buddhist potentiality in the place. I am very much confident, just like Mr. Ojas have presented their prospects, most of the questions have already been answered by Mr. Ojas, because Buddhist learning is very much needed here. I have also gone through some contact with the local people and asked him, what do you know about Buddhism? So they are totally unknown. So it is very difficult if the people is away from this sort of learning and you develop such a vast tourism, it is very difficult. So first of all, to open up some Department of Buddhist Studies, Department of Pali, certainly you have Department of Sanskrit, because Buddhism also sources in Sanskrit literature, Sanskrit languages. So Pali, Department of Pali, Department of Tibetan, Department of Buddhist Studies, and also Department of Ancient History or the History of Buddhism must be opened up in the universities of Gujarat. I think that will certainly boost the Buddhist tourism.
Initially, departments like Sanskrit,
yes.
departments like classical languages, or departments like philosophy, history, it can be used for these
Yes.
purposes. Establishing a department is not very easy for universities nowadays. So I think initially you can start with history
Certificate
department,
course
certificate
or
course,
diploma
maybe
course.
Short-term courses.
Short-term
Heritage
courses.
tourism.
Not only heritage.
Even it can heritage tourism certificate
Yeah,
can
yeah,
be
yeah,
started
yeah.
in this university
Heritage
itself.
tourism also. And he has rightly said about the narratives.
Yes, narrative has to
It
be
is very much needed here, because you see in our university we have 5 to 10 padyatras, just like Sariput peace walk, Moghallan peace walk, Mahakassap peace walk, Jethian peace walk, world peace walk. So these peace walks are very much attended by many countries, the devotees of Buddhists of many countries. So this is very much needed here to start some sort of walk, just like Professor Sinha said, Asokan edicts. So you can relate the narrative to the
Yes.
Asokan edicts site, that is Girnar or somewhere else. So it is very necessary. Then only the atmosphere developed about Buddhist tourism.
I will like to make a point that when I talk about Bodh Gaya, my university is in Bodh Gaya. Now, when I see that who are the tourists, to look, it is not that the tourists who are visiting Bodh Gaya are only from the Buddhist countries. It is your local population also. And one more point which I will like to say, which I started in the beginning, that Buddhism is a multicultural philosophy or ethos. So the local population, the Indian population, Buddhism, Buddha is very much acceptable. So when you create a narrative, as you said that by the 10th century, Buddha was also accepted as the 10th avatar. For example, in Bodh Gaya. For example, at Bodh Gaya, the Hindus do Pindadan. Of course, there has been a controversy over there. Now there is the Bodh Gaya Shankaracharya Mutt. Buddhism went into decline post 12th century. Now there was a sannyasi from Banaras who came and he established the Bodh Gaya Mutt there and he became the custodian of the Mahabodhi Vihar. Now he never disrupted the way the pilgrims were few because already there was an invasion, royal patronage was lost, Buddhism went into a decline. Now Mahabodhi Vihar, as you see it, it would have been lost. If not for this, the monastic order, the Bodh Gaya Shankaracharya Mutt, they have preserved the multicultural aspect of Buddhism, but they have never obstructed the Buddhist way of worship. Later on, when the Mahabodhi Society of India was founded, Angikar Dhampal, there was a case also instituted. But what is at the ground reality? There is a wonderful synthesis. Time to time, some controversy erupts that Bodh Gaya only for the Buddhists, but that is not like that. So pilgrims, not only from Buddhist countries, the local population, the Indian population, they also, Buddha and Buddhism, the Buddhist way of life is very much acceptable to them. So when you create a narrative, it is a narrative for them also. It is not like that only for the Buddhist countries, but of course they should be our prime segment is that. This is what I wanted to say. That is also a very large segment.
Yeah. Your suggestions are very important, and we will definitely look forward to incorporate them into whatever projects which we are doing. But when this vision came from the Honorable Prime Minister, it was his vision that these relics which we have found from Devni Mori, they are the only intact relics because they have been found out after the Britishers have gone. So during most of the Britishers excavated all these relics in early times, and as a part of relic diplomacy, they have forwarded these relics to various countries. So these are the only intact relics, and it was his vision that relics are meant to be showcased. So this will be the first relics which will be showcased for public. So that is the major narrative which he want to enforce. Yes, yes. And the water there, because the monastery was submerged for last 50 years. And whoever Buddhist monks, they are coming over there, they are taking this water with them. They are treating this water as a holy water. So it's a Dhamma Sarovar basically, and we are creating 127-kilometer Pradakshina path called Dhamma Path around it. So there are several measures which we are taking, but your suggestions definitely are most important, and we'll definitely take care of it. Sir, please.
Very nicely you said.
MD sir, please, if you have more questions. Yes, yes. That is coming. That is coming.
Very valid point, sir. We received because many of our projects which we have done in the past have been reduced to only engineering projects and they are not optimally utilized. So we want that the intangible activities also should make the place lively and we should not end up just spending money to keep it, on maintenance and doing the mopping and etc. So now I think we can open the floor for questions if there are any and suggestions if there are any from
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. मैं हिंदी में कुछ पॉइंट देना चाहता हूँ. सर ने आपको घबरा दिया है, इतना इतना पॉइंट बोल दिया, ये करो ये करो. आपके पास कुछ पावर है सर. यू हैव an आर्मी. फर्स्ट सर सेड विपස්සना सेंटर. All over India have Vipassana center, but Gujarat have very, very powerful, sir. You utilize. Second thing, sir said so many things about the heritage walk, fish walk, another one, Swachhta Abhiyan. You are not using Ministry of Tourism, sir. Ministry of Tourism, there is a project. So many things we are doing with the sir and other one in Nalanda, Rajgir, all the places, sir. You see, what is the yearly program for there? Because your headquarter is Mumbai, sir. आप उससे पूरा डिटेल you ask and then every monuments you start give to the guides. You go there and do heritage work, 20, 30, 40,000, I will pay from the Ministry of Tourism. Two things, sir. Three things, sir. Every guide you must give little bit training. Now you have so many guides about the Buddhism or the Vadodara University. There are so many girls students, professors, and so many students, more than 20. We visited from there, sir. They know about the Buddhist circuit, sir. And main thing, sir, these are the tour operator, and you know, Gujarat is a more corporate center in Asia or world. So every corporate person is Buddhist in Asian countries, sir. You have so many airports, sir. You put their signboard. Chunagadh is here. That one is here. Like Buddha Airport. There are so many, sir. So you have so many energy, sir. Give me order. 17 countries is behind you, sir. So you order, we will come, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot for the valuable insights and thank you for very active participation. It has been in the end of the day and we have all the audience seated and almost the attendance is 100%. So it's been a very insightful day for us. Thank you all of you for being here, joining us, traveling from various parts of the world and guiding us. Thank you all the professor sahabs, all the सीनियर आर्किटेक्ट्स ओजस हिरानी साहब खास करके पिछले 10 साल से हमारे साथ हमें मार्गदर्शन दे रहे हैं. हमारी टीम मैं खास करके हमारी TCGL के सभी स्टाफ को खूब धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि आप सभी ने इतनी मेहनत करके बहुत ही कम समय में हमारे बैक टू बैक सर इवेंट्स हैं. कल भी एक एडवेंचर टूरिज्म पे भी एक सेमिनार है और काफ़ी सारी VIP विजिट्स भी हो रही हैं. तो उसके एक छोटी टीम होने के बावजूद खूब अच्छा एक सेमिनार आज पुल आउट किया है. हमें उम्मीद है कि आपको आई होप यू हैव not been inconvenienced in any way and if we have been, I'm sorry for that and we are looking forward for now because we have to visit Vadnagar also and we have to be there in time. So I think let's call it at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
So lastly, I would express our thankfulness to the organizers for organizing such a wonderful interactive session and we have learned so much from you, sir, and especially from Hirani sahab. What a state can do for the promotion of Buddhist pilgrimage can be learned from esteemed Hirani sahab and I really salute him. The way he presented and the way he has projected the sites is really marvelous and I think we all should recommend to our state and institutions also to do that work.
And I, to all the staff, they have been so friendly and cooperative, and particularly to this young man. He was, what is your name?
Sir Shivram.
You did a wonderful job.
Thank you so much, sir.
He is so dynamic.
Thank you so much, sir.
Everybody else.
Maybe kindly have the felicitation just for a minute. We'll request the Commissioner and MD TCGL, Shri Prabhav Joshi sir, to kindly felicitate our luminaries who made this panel discussion eventful and pretty insightful. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for having graced this occasion. Thank you so much, sir. So this is a patola which complements any outfit that you wear. Patolas come from the land of Patan. One picture, sir. हंस के बोला करो बुलाया करो आपका घर है आया जाया करो is what we say in an Urdu couplet. Keep coming, keep visiting us And if you visit the second time, you no more our guests, you become our family. Thank you all very much. We have a cultural evening, especially put up for our guests here. We'll have a folk dance presentation, and singers will be presenting their songs, and we'll have the instrumentalists as well. Thank you all so much for having been very, very patient, and that too with a smile. Thanks so much.